Do I get to know what my job is yet?
Oh, no, not yet, but you'll find out.
Ooh.
Do you get to be the traitor?
I
Or
don't.
the person that we all suspect is a traitor, but you're
Well,
actually
if
not?
Andrew gave me a traitor, I wouldn't have made that
Right.
like mystery.
Or maybe you would have.
I feel like I would also know that, right?
Maybe you're role playing really well right now.
Traitor with amnesia.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell if you were the traitor, Andrea.
Let me know when.
What is
we'll
that
switch it
supposed
over.
to mean?
You
I
are
don't
very.
know.
You have a great poker face.
We heard from Cayman
I
at all?
do?
Yeah.
Did anyone ping him?
I mean,
I don't really feel like I do, but okay.
Well, I had one friend who literally they said at the beginning that she's like actually a dragon who shape changed into one of our companions, but she's just such a clear person that minutes in we're like she's a traitor.
I've never
And this
had
was
to.
over voice chat too. It's not
I've
even
never
like I could
had
see.
to pretend to be a traitor before, but that can
get
be
opportunity
fun.
today. I mean,
I mean, surprise! Your character actually has a whole different backstory than the one that you made.
modify memories is a hell of a spell.
Yeah. Cool. Do I even? Oh yeah, I use d12s for that spell. Also, the nebula ones, oceanic, roll real well. That's great.
Which one are those?
Those are the blue ones? No, but from last night.
I love that we have this whole subculture within the Iba community of dice worship. It's a beautiful thing.
My mint crit dice are on the way.
Yeah, there we go.
Ooh. Nice.
I'm still
I
using
mean,
my
that's just
first
in
dice
D&D in
ever.
general.
But I feel like none of us are
Dice.
superstitious people by nature.
Yeah.
But we're all superstitious about dice.
Yeah.
Even the ones who are explicitly very not superstitious.
Yeah, this is the
I
thing.
don't know that I'm superstitious. I just like dice. I like to have lots of sets.
Right, but when a player is like, all right, this dice rolled badly, I'm going to put it in timeout. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but that's okay.
No, you have to punish them.
I totally feel
Hey man,
you.
I got stuck in a purple worm
fine.
for 4 turns. When literally my character is built to cause damage.
My characters died.
I missed so many times.
That was a good time.
My characters died 5 times in 2 weeks. 3 of them in 24 hours.
Yeah.
I am getting better and better at DMing.
I influence the dice rolls now. The game began when you walked in and
How
showed
do
me
you
your
miss
dice.
if you're inside the worm? I thought it's auto hit because you're right there.
You're also in its gut, so it's hard to move your limbs.
But that's
in
the
the
most vulnerable part is in your guts.
Well, you think that, but the larger destins are actually pretty inert against.
Also, here's the
poke.
question. Someone was saying that
Yeah.
because the
Weird
purple worm
conversations.
can't actually see you, does it mean that you have advantage?
That's a dumb way to interpret it.
I know. I was just wondering.
You could interpret it that way. I think it's dumb.
I know.
I think that if you're in something's stomach, it should be harder to hit the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're being.
Yeah,
well,
That
no,
feels
I
legit
just
to me.
rolled so poorly.
What if you're wearing armor that's like a porcupine, and when they try to digest
Spiked armor?
you,
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Totally.
That'd
Yeah.
be funny.
I brought 2 bags of these things.
Oh boy.
Rice cracker snack things.
So you have double monks. So at a certain point, just make sure that everyone has a great con save.
It's gonna be a long / short adventure.
Oh wait, what do you auto fail if you're stunned? To get all the spells that
Dex saves.
Dex saves.
Make sure they just load up on dex saves.
here, off frame, hide.
What are you doing?
I'm secret.
Why?
I'm not on the camera.
What's up?
I'm playing with camera angles. Leave me alone.
Yeah, strength and dex saves. So tidal wave, and just wash them out to ocean. Rock wash
Entangle
out.
so that when they finally get unstunned, they're all tied up.
So how would you balance stunning strike?
You don't. It's fine.
Is it though?
If it's the one thing that the class does with all their key, then it becomes slightly bit of an issue.
I feel like it's balanced in encounters where there are a lot, or 4 to 5 dangerous enemies.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely completely broken in encounters where there's 1 dangerous enemy, right?
Maybe if you could only use it once against a creature in a
Around. That's a great way to balance it. Yeah, totally.
You could
Or
still
you give
stun
us a lot of
multiple
things to
creatures,
fight
but
all
you
the
can't.
time.
Part of it is also
I don't know how to play a
just
monk. I've never played
AL
one
because you
before.
can grab enough stuff to make
Played once.
to up your wisdom and your dex and a bunch of other things.
I just was what's a class?
Because otherwise,
I haven't
your
really
DM
played
would
yet?
just be like, all
This
right,
one.
you're pretty sad. Sure.
But the basic functionality of it, even in just in tier 2, is every turn it's 2 con saves or basically be toast.
Yeah.
I think the once per round thing is very balanced.
But, I mean, really 3 at that point because you have your bonus action.
You're right.
too.
Yeah.
You can go up to 4 if you really
Yeah.
want to. Yeah.
Right, if you.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
so-
just nuts. It's 4 saves, and no matter how good you are,
Especially when you're up against one like main enemy, then
Well, I mean, that's an ongoing issue with 5e as it is, action economy. If you have a singular character, a lot of the time you're going to have problems. But monks make it worse.
But most other classes don't have the enemy make like an important save multiple times
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like the wizard will like throw that one big spell, but then they can use their legendary resistance and brush it off.
Yeah. So it's odd.
It's okay. We'll just have to make sure that we keep encounters challenging.
I mean,
you
I
guys
don't know
staying
how to
straight.
play
That's
this
totally fine. Play your
character, so.
character to a full extent. I'll figure out a way to make it fun.
There's suddenly 5 steel predators.
It's too easy.
Metal.
It's all too easy.
Ah!
Can you do that to a creature that's made of metal?
No.
I mean, yeah,
Does
sure,
that
why
have something
not?
they're wearing? I feel like the spell lists some requirements on it.
So you
It's
wouldn't
work
allow
metal.
them to eat the metal?
It's not me. I'm asking what the spell does.
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. Off the top of my head.
Can't you claim it's wearing its outer plating? Or it's wearing one of the
Are
bolts?
you wearing your skin right now, Tom?
Yeah, I am.
Do you ever not wear your skin, Tom?
Sometimes.
That's
After a
only
bad
mildly
fall.
concerning.
Oh,
The
don't take off your skin.
The funniest was like I think Treston's game. There were like 2 steel predators. We thought they were just land sharks, and it turns out they are land sharks, but not what we thought.
Did they have a burrow speed?
Huh? No, but it was just like
thought you said
those were the
burrow
only
speed.
mini Chris had, so they were like sharks.
Oh,
So
okay,
we're like,
okay.
Oh yeah, we
I
kept thinking
see.
they're like, oh yeah, sharks. Suddenly he's like, everyone make a con save. Like, oh fuck, what the hell are we fighting?
That's not what sharks do.
It's like a DC 17 con save or something, and like
That's
it's
the
just,
sunscreen?
huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just brutal.
Hey, at least monks don't do AoE stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not like those mind flayers and steel predators.
The sun soul ones can.
Yeah.
Yeah? Can they?
They get the sunburst thing. It's like a fireball.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do stun.
In fact, no, not stun.
Right. The AoE stun was what I was talking
Yeah.
about. That's totally.
There's that one. There's the 4 elements and/or avatar.
Yeah. The drunken one can do the thing where you just go punch everyone.
The
Stun
drunken
them.
one is fun. My favorite is still using a purple worm and bashing him against an alpha when he missed me.
Go
So he's
purple
like, it
one.
doesn't tell me the size limit. I can just do it. So,
By the power of alcohol.
If you're drunk enough.
Huh?
If you're drunk enough.
yeah. But remember, I become immune to poison at a certain point, and suddenly.
Yeah. Well, that's really more about the performing.
Yeah. No.
It's the point at which you realize you just have to drink as much as you possibly can to feel
It became a joke when I'm like, oh, I got bit by the purple worm. This is the closest I've gotten to drunk in months. So yeah, drunken monk
all
is.
monks get immune to poison,
Do
right?
you want to start
Yeah,
soon?
all
There's
monks.
7 people watching
Right.
this.
Yeah, okay. So Cayman's not gonna show up for a while. He's not responded. So we're gonna start.
Yeah.
Let's go live. Are we live?
Yeah. Oh, let's press the button. I mean, our audio is.
Our audio's live?
It has been.
Oh my goodness.
I warned you. Okay, now our faces are.
Like,
All
7
right.
minutes
Well,
ago.
hey everybody. Welcome to the eBell Leadership 24-hour Extra Life Gaming Marathon stream. Thanks for joining us. Some of your favorites on the table. Let's just introduce ourselves with our characters, maybe. Well, let's do that. We're gonna start with Sam.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm Sam. I'm playing Dobie, the kobold monk, and he loves to serve. That's it.
Out of context. No context provided.
Nope.
You will learn in the
Nope.
game.
Great.
And Sam is one of our moderators. She does a ton of work for eBell. You've seen her all over the place doing artwork and design. She did this whole stream thing. All the beautiful graphics you see are thanks to Sam. Yay. Woo. So, Andrea, who are you playing today?
I have Erin. She's a human, also a monk, and she's feeling really guilty because her sister kind of disappeared off of the face of the planet.
Oh, yeah. Weird that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has this weird feeling that her sister died a lot. Just a
Yeah,
sinking,
probably.
just dreadful feeling in the back of her mind.
Yeah, probably.
Mind games begin, Marco.
Oh, they haven't even started. Andrea is another one of our moderators. She's done a ton of work for us on SpookyCon, big event planner there, and we're looking forward to Nat 2020Con. Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nat 2020Con in January of 2020. gonna be a big deal. Andrea is the main brain behind that one.
Ooh,
Look forward to
So
that.
great. Keep an eye out for
Jordan.
a survey soon.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Jordan Chan. I'll be playing Electo Ustil. She is a half drow. What's the best term for what she does? Courtier. So she's gonna be an interesting character to play. We'll see how this goes.
Tom, who you playing?
I am playing Jade, the rather jaded Asmar.
You wanted to
druid.
do it. Minutes in, not even.
Just it lives out in the wilderness and is so glad to be out in the fresh air and open skies.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, and I'm Marco Ginsberg. I'm the DM of this fine event. I like do lots of eval stuff or whatever.
He runs
yeah.
the show.
We're gonna have
So-
2 more people coming in later. Some friends.
Yeah, once you something to get here. 4 jerseys.
Maybe a dog.
So let's see. Jade and Aaron are both from the world above, where the sun shines and all that lovely stuff. You both were in Waterdeep, we'll say. A little while ago. You heard rumors of a great treasure beneath the city being sought by all sorts of, treasure seekers. You found a map of some kind that led you on a wild scavenger hunt. If this sounds familiar, it should. And you followed it. It eventually led you to some pretty ornery drow. Some people who just were really upset. They seemed exasperated that you weren't, doing the thing you're supposed to do with the map or whatever. It was very complicated.
Okay.
But in any case, the drow, in their upsetness at you, went ahead and just captured you. Yeah. Just kind of hit you with some bolts from crossbows. You felt kind of weird and fuzzy. The world kind of faded from view into blackness. The next thing you knew, you were waking up in a place where there was no light at all.
That's
Very
rude.
cold, very dark, very unpleasant. You felt motion. You were like in a wagon, but you couldn't see a damn thing except for like these strange glows on the walls and ceiling. Felt like you were in some kind of a natural rock cavern. For a few days, you kind of lived in and out of that state. They constantly were also stabbing you with poison again, so you were kind of in and out of consciousness over a few days.
Good.
And at last, you finally woke up in a cell. Pretty classic cell. It's dug into a rock wall. It's got these iron bars in front, kind of creating a wall between you and the outside world, or what passes for the outside world here. In the cell with you are a number of creatures, some of which looked less friendly than others by far, none of which you exactly recognized from the world above. There's a drow there. There's a strange fish person. There's a little tiny plant that moves around. Looks like a kind of a bulbous mushroom with legs. There is a large burly orc man who's the most familiar from the overworld. He's very rude and obnoxious. He constantly is bullying you or being mean, shoving you around, that sort of thing. He's a jerk. There's another drow, a kobold, a couple of dark-skinned gnomes, and I think a strange, thin-looking dwarf creature with white hair and wild looks in his eyes. So definitely nothing like home. Nothing at all like home. Let's see, your character's name? Electo, right. That's the one I need to write down. Electo, you know what your character was doing. You probably know how you ended up here.
Yep.
But you were in the cell with these other fine folk.
Delightful.
And then Dobie. You were loyally serving your drow house, happily living out your days in service to your drow patrons, or matrons, I suppose, until a rival house raided your facility. They slew many of your favorite masters and many of your co-servants and took you hostage and dragged you off to the Underdark for days upon days upon days. Eventually, you ended up in this cell with all these other people. You don't know what's going to happen to you. You're kind of upset because you're just looking for a master to serve. Only you could get back to the one you love.
I miss my broom closet.
Oh, it's all very sad. So there you are, captured by the drow. You wouldn't wish this fate upon anyone, yet here you are, locked in a dark cave, the cold, heavy weight of metal tight around your throat and wrists. You got manacles on. You are not alone. There are other prisoners here trapped with you in an underground outpost far from the light of the sun. Your captors include a cruel drow priestess who calls herself Mistress Ilvara of House Mizrim. Over the past several days, you've met her several times, robed in silk garments and flanked by 2 male drow, one of whom has a massive scars along one side of his face and neck. Mistress Ilvara likes to impress her will with scourge in hand and remind you that your life now belongs to her. All of you will accept your fate, learn to obey, and you will maybe survive. Her words echo in your memory, even as you plot your escape from this dismal place.
She seems like a real winner.
So there you are. As mentioned, you've got a bunch of other prisoners in there with you. You 4 are probably the only really friendly ones. You might have banded together for safety, pooled resources, help each other when you're hurt. You've been here for like maybe a couple days. In that time, you've been forced to do menial labor, chores that seem rather pointless, honestly.
I love chores.
And you have kind of found you found your way around the place either by looking in the darkness or by doing chores in various places. So you kind of have this understanding of the basic map of the place you're in. This is the Drow outpost of Velkenveld.
Is there any light down here at all, or am I just blind?
There is very little light at all.
Great.
What light?
Something
There
to light it
is-
up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll see how the Drow guys feel about that. Anyway, the only light really that comes in here normally is this kind of fungus that grows along the walls, giving off this dim glow, which is pleasant insofar as it allows you to see things, but it's always dim. You do yearn for bright vision. When you cast light on something to see clearly, some of your other prisoners kind of growl at you. The orc comes over and kind of shoves you and says, "Hey, what are you doing that for? Put that away. Were you trying to get us in trouble?"
It reminds me of the sun.
Well, we don't like to be reminded of the sun, but it's not worth it. Just put it away.
I take it and I put it in my pocket.
He goes off and grumbles to himself a lot. There are always almost always, there are 2 drow guards at the entrance of your cell. There's a guard shift every few hours. It doesn't seem to be super regular, like it varies occasionally. It's also worth noting that you guys haven't been able to track the exact passage of time here. Your estimate of a couple days is based on how many times you've slept and when you feel sleepy. Unless you're from the Underdark, in which case you probably have a pretty decent internal clock.
But my internal clock is really thrown off because I haven't slept this much in forever.
Right, yeah, this is way more than you're allowed to sleep. You don't know why you've been doing it.
I haven't worked this much in forever, so my internal clock is a little wonky as well.
I think I can keep track of time with Druidcraft.
Oh, nice.
Time doesn't quite work out.
I don't
as
know
well.
what time it is.
Really doesn't matter that much.
I can just predict the weather. What's the weather going to be like for the next 24 hours?
Yeah, there's no weather.
The weather above.
Well, so this place is slightly cold. There is a waterfall that kind of crashes down to the floor of this chamber nearby. You're not like right next to it, but it does kind of create a fine mist that cools the whole place. It's definitely uncomfortably cold if you're not used to a cold climate. We're just going to real quick do a little bit of background here. You've been here for 4 days total.
Okay. Are my wings damaged?
Your wings?
I can't fly now, or have they?
You what?
Just say they damaged my wings.
Sure, man. Yeah, your wings are damaged and you
No.
can't fly. You've been here for 9 days, so a long time.
That sounds about right.
My whole life, though.
Yeah, that's basically your whole life. You've been here for 4 days over there, Aaron. And you, in your toils here, at one point you were kind of scrubbing the captain's quarters, or I guess the captain of the guard's quarters.
Okay.
And you noticed a gold coin on a desk. The captain was currently out, and there were no guards around.
Yeah, I totally would take that.
Yeah, and you totally did. You grabbed the gold coin. Nobody was watching you. You're pretty sure, and you haven't had any repercussions since. You have a gold coin in your possession. In the case it wasn't obvious, you have nothing else in your possessions.
Oh.
And for you, you've been here for 7 days.
Yeah,
And that's about it.
sounds about right.
Will they let me keep the cleaning rag I've been using as a comfort item?
Yeah, make a persuasion check. Absolutely. You can ask one of the guards if you can keep a cleaning rag.
Please, I'll scrub your shoes.
Advantage.
Oh, I have negative persuasion. It's a 9.
Oh, okay.
With advantage?
So, offering to scrub their shoes does seem to go over pretty well. They like that you're very subservient. That pleases the guards. They will allow you to scrub their shoes, and if you do a good job, make a sleight of hand check. Maybe they'll let you keep your rag.
19.
Oh.
All right, so you do a great job scrubbing the shoes. Your persuasion wasn't so great, but based on the shine of their boots, they're happy to let you keep your rag.
My rag is the only item I possess.
Right.
So the other prisoners largely keep to themselves. Over the last few days, you will learn a couple of things about them. The drow man keeps to himself a lot. The little plant thing seems to stay off in a corner far away from everybody. So he's very withdrawn. The fish person, on the other hand, is constantly coming around to you guys and burbling in his own language. He does speak a little bit of common. And so what he does say is that if he sees you guys in a state of terror or sadness or despair, comes over and says, all will be well, do not worry, all will be well. And just kind of waddles away from you guys, saying that to other customers.
That is a heavy accent you've got.
Well, what can you do? He's a fish.
How is he surviving without water?
That's some strong prejudice you got there, stereotypes.
Would he like some water?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe we are in water.
Maybe you are. There's lots of
a
mist there.
waterfall
There's
nearby.
like waterfall mist.
Oh.
That would make
I guess
the air
they
kind
probably
of
dunk him in the
moist.
water every so often, just for comfort's sake. He is very nice. Even the guards like him, though they seem very unnerved by him. We'll say.
Dunk him implies a lot of things.
I mean, if he can breathe water, I'm not sure that's exactly torture.
No, but for them it's just amusing.
Win-win.
Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing? It seems like you're gonna be kept here as slaves. You're not sure exactly what the term is or what's gonna happen to you after that, but you're pretty sure it's no good.
I'm curious about this plant person. Are they more of the fungus kind of person, or more of like a tree kind of person?
Definitely looks more like a mushroom than a
Is
tree.
it like Sal?
No, definitely not like Sal. It's like a little mushroom with legs. Occasionally you see like some kind of faint little particles in the air kind of blooming away from them.
I'm curious about this person.
Yeah, you're gonna go like interact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so describe it. We do.
Hey. Who are you?
It kind of wiggles.
Are you from the forests above?
It wiggles sideways.
I'll try speaking to it in Druidic or
Okay.
Sylvan,
Um,
Elvish.
Make me a persuasion check to kind of present yourself in a friendly, non-threatening manner.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, that's an 18.
Great.
can do that.
So you do. This thing kind of creeps up towards you. It looks kind of timid, and then it explodes in this cloud of spores.
Oh, great!
What the hell did you do?
Just exploded?
I mean,
it doesn't
they're
actually
not-
explode.
Yeah,
It sends out this
Release.
wave of spores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you breathe them
I
in.
accept them.
It's really weird,
What are
man.
you doing?
You
Look,
breathe them
I
in.
don't wanna-
You hear a little voice in your head. It says, "So you were trying to talk to me, right? Who are you? I'm Sprout."
I'm Jade.
Oh, well, it's great to meet you, Jade.
Guardian.
How did you come to be here? What's this place? Where are we? What's going on?
I don't know where we are.
I don't know what's. They just make me go outside and then come back. I can't do any work.
You
so they
went
just
outside? How?
Well, they've been taking us all outside to do
Wait.
tasks. I
What?
watch other people work with shovels and picks and cleaning rags and stuff.
So I don't think I would consider that to count as outside.
Oh,
Right.
for sure. So his meaning is clear. Your meaning is clear to you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right, that outside. Oh. Have you seen the sun recently? And I try to cast light on like a little rock and show it to him.
Okay, so you cast light on a rock. He goes, oh no, oh geez, my eyes. He doesn't have eyes. Anyway, he shrinks away from the light and says, "No, stop, put it
I
away."
cover it.
Okay. He says, "What's a sun?"
It's a representation of the deity Amanator.
What's an Amanator? What's
It's
a
like
deity?
the sun. Like, think of Sylvanus.
What's a
But then-
Sylvanus? He's all done like wonderful things. Tell me all about them.
Yeah. Okay. So I start talking about that. If I take one of the spores, can I use Druidcraft to like make it into a little mushroom? Or it can like do that for like a seed or a flower.
Sure. I don't
Yes.
think that's exactly how that works,
A
unfortunately.
seed pod can open or a leaf bud can bloom.
Sure. It sprouts into a little tiny mushroom. Stool apparently looks very, very surprised by that. So how'd you do that? What are you doing? What's going on?
Are you using the power of the deity?
What's a deities can make you turn spores into mushrooms?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It is.
Tell me more about deities.
And I do so.
Great, awesome. Make me like a, I don't know, a religion check or something.
Converted. You have a new.
15.
Okay. Yeah. So like, what is your goal? Simply to inform? Are you looking to?
I'm just looking for some comfort. I don't like these other humanoids. Like, this is my kind of person.
Okay. So Stool gets the idea that if you simply say the name of a deity and some combination of words that kind of appeases them or tributes to their power, they will give you in turn guidance, protection, and power.
Yeah.
And he likes that idea a
pretty
lot.
much.
So he's gonna follow you around.
Yeah.
And decide to worship a Monitor. Insofar as that means if he says a Monitor a lot and does light things, he still doesn't get the idea of a sun, but does light things, then a Monitor will bless him and guide him.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's not really my deity, but let's go for it.
Oh. Which one do you teach him about?
I was also telling him about Sylvanus.
Oh, okay.
Well, both of them. I mean, I'm not...
Sylvanus seems
on
more
the
his
deity
style.
thing. Yeah. Awesome. I got a stool. Does he stick to the ground or is he loose?
He moves around. He's got little feet that
Okay.
move.
You see
He
the
shuffles.
picture?
Oh, he's so cute.
It's so round.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like a rock.
It's not very colorful.
No, he's not. He's very dull gray.
Even when I had shined light on him, and he wasn't more colorful.
No, he's not. He just doesn't like it when you shine bright light directly.
He does have sun sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
Mhm.
Rapport spores?
Yeah.
Cool.
In any case, so you've made a friend.
Click
Clearly.
on the trait.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
I would be asking people if they had seen my sister, because I'm assuming maybe she also got kidnapped.
Sure. Who are you asking? Who do you go to first?
Who looks like friendly but also in charge?
That's a great question. Give me an insight check.
Oh god, that's... I have no idea. I'd pick someone at random.
Okay, cool. Who do you pick?
One of the guards.
One of the guards. Sure. So you go up to the
They all
bars.
charge.
What do you say to the guards?
I would say I would just ask if they had seen someone that looks similar to me.
Silence. Meet.
But you
Kettle does not speak.
They're not the greatest conversationalists, I have to say.
I would walk away. Who else? There's like the orc dude who looks like they've been here the longest. Would I have been able to like figure that out?
Sure, why not?
Besides the
Right,
kobold?
besides the kobold. You'd guess that the strange thin dwarf has been here for a long time, based on his manner. He's very, very eccentric. He kind of twitches a lot
Yeah,
and kind of mumbles to himself
totally
in the
go
dark of
talk
the
to
night.
him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So what do you say to him? So as you approach, he's like kind of twitching in a corner. He's definitely looking at you, both looking past you and through you.
Yeah, I would just be like, hello, can I ask you a question?
Well, I don't know. Can you ask me a question? what can you do? Can you ask questions? I don't know. I can ask you a question.
May I ask you a question?
You just did.
Great, I'm gonna ask you another one. I'm looking for my younger sister. She kind of disappeared, and I'm wondering if she got kidnapped.
Oh, she might have passed on. Yes, she might have passed on. Like the rest of us. All of us will pass on. Yes.
Right. So
Some sooner than others, I might say.
I would go on and like describe her and
Okay.
ask if he had seen
So,
anyone fitting that description.
He listens politely for about 3 or 4 seconds at a time and interjects with something related to her probably being dead, everybody passing on, the color of your eyes, and the likely color of your blood.
Yeah, my blood is red. That's fine.
Oh,
I could.
I guessed that. Yeah, I knew. Most blood's red.
Right. What color is your blood?
Probably red. I don't know. You want to check? Let's check. I don't have a knife though. Should I bite it? Would that work?
You could use like a rock.
There aren't any rocks sharp enough. I've checked.
Right. Well, you have fun with that. And I would just walk away slowly.
Goodbye. If you ever want to talk about blood again, come back.
Yeah. Cool.
For sure. Okay. So how about Eric? Electo. Electa. Right. Sorry. I'm figuring it out.
No, not worries. You
The
have
last
24
time I
hours
lost
to remember my name. Unless I die, in which case, it doesn't particularly matter.
Good option.
Brilliant. I wonder about the drow person over there. The male?
Yeah, so he keeps to himself, doesn't talk a lot. You want to go over and talk to him?
Yes.
What do you say? As you approach, he definitely notices you coming and like kind of sits up a little bit, but doesn't like make eye contact or anything.
As he shouldn't, but that's about right. So, what are you in here for? Who have you offended, and why are you going to die?
And you're like a drow lady.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, well, I was framed. A crime I did not commit.
Huh.
What are you in here for?
So you were framed, which means that you were careless, or you weren't seeing it coming?
Perhaps. But I will be free of this place eventually. They will see the right of my words, and they will allow me to once again resume my glorious work.
Which house are you from?
House Zekarit.
What do I know about them? Do I know anything about this house?
Probably not. They're probably a minor
There
house
it is.
in service to a large house.
It's kind of looking at him like, what on earth? I see. How long have you been in here?
In this cell?
Yes.
A few days. Not much longer, I don't think.
Not much longer. Does he seem off? This seems like a very weird, like, discussion when he's saying he's going to be free soon.
Totally. Yeah, very, very weird.
Okay.
You'll have noticed over time that the guards and the priestess treat him particularly badly. He's got bruises and chafes and all kinds of sores. He's been treated very poorly.
I see. Do you say the similar things when you are brought before them? That you're going to be leaving soon?
Of course not. That would be folly. It would be spelling my own demise. No, I simply know this, and I share with a fellow prisoner in the hopes that perhaps you will come to serve me in a manner.
That's not likely going to happen.
Well, I see you as a vehicle of my escape. Together, working as one, we can better defeat the bonds that hold us and find freedom once again.
Well, you are poetic, I'll give you that. But I suppose hope springs eternal. It's delightful to see such optimism in the face of such brutality. What crime were you framed for?
It's not important.
Well, they're treating you rather badly, and if it turns out that we're going to try and escape together, it's best that we know one another.
We've talked a lot about me. Who are you and where do you come from? And how did you end up being locked up in this place?
I got caught. They didn't seem to like the cut of my cloak.
I see.
Yes, it's our brethren. Why else would they lock me up?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's a multitude of reasons.
Yes, yes. Well, keep your eyes and ears open. Something tells me that we will have an opportunity soon. It's Seraph, by the way.
Didn't ask, but good to know.
Cool.
Just curious about the other drow. Clearly he's insane.
Clearly he's insane. You're getting that.
I walk off.
Cool. Great, what is Dobie doing? You've got your cleaning rag.
I got my rag.
The guards seem to be treating you a little bit on the better side so long as you shine their shoes every time you go in and out of the cell.
Gladly.
Yeah, they're pleased with that. So they give you a little bit extra food, which is more than enough because you're a kobold. And they, don't kick you quite as much as the rest of them.
When they're not looking, though, I'm going to try to share the food with the drow people
Oh,
because.
shit.
Oh no.
Okay, so make
No,
a sleight of
no.
hand check.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be good at that.
Whoops, it's only a 12.
12. That's enough. So it's a close call where like you're sharing food, and the person you give. So who'd you be giving food to? There's lots of people in here.
First, I would try to give it to Electo because they are drow looking
Yeah,
and also
definitely.
a female.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It looks
As is my right.
That's right.
just look like my previous mistress, but I miss her so much.
So you give food to Electo kind of under the table. Seraph sees that and kind of sidles on over and says, well, if you're giving out food, can I have some? And the guards notice him doing that. But they don't hear his exact words. They kind of look through the bars and he notices them and kind of walks away. He doesn't whistle exactly, but he walks away with that casual manner of, I wasn't doing anything, don't look at me. And they don't seem to be bothered too much by that. So it was a close call, but you didn't get caught.
Man is an idiot.
Do you need anything else? Would you like a back rub or anything mended or washed?
Why not? Well, I'm going to be dead soon, so I might as well let the last several days of my existence be a little enjoyable.
Okay,
Which
happily.
house did you say you were from? They seem to have trained you rather well, all things being said.
Yeah, my mistress treated me so well. Some days I didn't even get beaten. And I was, my master was named Tanny, from House Friend.
Ah. Well, my condolences.
What do you mean? I'm gonna go back soon.
Of course you are.
Yeah, they need me. How are they
A
going?
little lower, by the way. They need you.
I'm gonna use my elbows to really get into the knots.
For sure. Give me like a strength sleight of hand check. That's massage, right?
I feel like I'm probably really good at this, at massaging my.
Sure, why not?
Other
Advantage,
people.
absolutely.
Just slowly.
You need the training being a kobold.
I've been very well trained. Oh, I'm not good at strength. Ooh, I'm a kobold. Ooh,
Right,
it's
right.
11.
11. All right, it's passable, you know?
Well, you speak well, all things being said. The massage was adequate.
I'm so sorry. Start groveling.
Punish me, I am
Please
worthless.
don't make a production of this. You'll just bring on the guards, they'll ask what's going on, and then...
Sprout says, what's wrong with that one? Why is she on the ground making noise?
I don't understand them.
Wow.
We should just keep a distance.
You're right.
When do you think you'll be back? You're gonna aim to be back soon?
As soon as I can.
What do you know about the other surfacers, other individuals who are here?
I think. Do you want me to find out?
If you can.
Okay.
So I guess eventually I'm gonna make my rounds to try to gather information from people.
There's only 2 surfacers really. Well, there's 3 if you count the orc.
Yeah, sure.
Of us.
Gonna offer them all the massages and cleaning and I don't know what else I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So who do you offer massage to first? 3 options. There's the
I haven't talked to the orc yet. I'm gonna ask the orc.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. He says, "What you want a massage? Do I look like I need a massage?"
Would you like one?
Yes.
Okay. Although, yeah, okay.
How do I have to strength it again?
I mean, definitely the strength sleight of hand check.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Whoa, in that case, that's a little better. It's a 22.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so you jump up on top of him. You kind of dig your elbows in. He seems to be digging it. He's got this massive back. It's like many feet across, thick musculature. Dude is ripped. And so your sharp elbows are exactly what's necessary to get down to those knots. He kind of lets loose some like some groans of good massage. Like that. Clearly, you're doing the thing you want to do. He's like, wow, that's amazing. Where'd you learn to do that?
Oh.
I've never had a massage before.
What?
I think I like it.
Okay, good. Good.
All right, you do that every day, and I will make sure nobody messes with you.
Sure.
Great.
In between the cleaning and the sweeping and yes.
Oh, you clean too?
Yeah.
Because my shoes are super gross.
Oh, I'm really good at that too.
They made me clean out the muck pits yesterday. It was awful.
Okay, cool. But where are you from? I've never seen someone as big as you. This is the biggest massage I've had to give.
It's a long story. I'm not from here though. I'm from above.
What?
It's a wide open world up there.
If I hear that, I get curious.
What? What do you mean above?
It's complicated. I don't want to try to explain it to you, but anyway, I'm not from here.
Why are you here then?
It's a long story.
I can give a long massage.
I'm running from something, okay? And I ran right into a trap, and they captured me and took me here. I don't know what's next for me, but I'm not dying in this place. No, I've still got to prove myself. Oh, I'm Ron, by the way. He hands down this massive hand. It's like like a foot across or something.
Oh, I'll grab it with both shake.
That works. That seems to be the best thing you could possibly do. With that, and he seems to be keeping his end of the bargain as long as you give him regular massages and clean his shoes and all that stuff. He's keeping the drow from bothering you. Whenever a drow kind of starts getting mean to you, he'll kind of do something that draws their attention, and they'll beat him and be mean to him, but they seem to leave you alone.
I deserve it though.
Want. Cool.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna relay it back to my friend,
Friend.
my
Rather presumptuous.
my
of you.
master, surrogate. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't mention. There's a couple of other folks in here. One of them is probably the most noticeable of all the people in here. I'm sorry I didn't mention him first. He is a huge blue furry person who actually dwarfs the orc by a decent margin.
Whoa.
He has, in stark contrast to his massive bestial form, he's wearing this kind of fancy get-up. It's like this coiffure, you might say. Is that how you pronounce that? Coiffure? The thing with like the frills and the Anyway, it's very fancy. He's got like a frilly poof jacket on. The sleeves are all ripped and torn. The fabric is torn to shreds, but that collar around his neck with the puffs is still there. He conducts himself in a very distinguished manner, which is kind of unusual. He's very polite, very cautious, speaks in a very high melodious voice and with an accent that is distinctly elvish.
Oh, I totally would have talked to him and not this
Sorry,
crazy dwarf.
Totally, yeah, you're right. Right, no, that's for sure. So you go and talk to him. What do you do? What do you say?
I would ask him if he's seen my sister.
Oh, well, I haven't been to the upper world for a long time.
No, she disappeared. I was wondering if you'd seen her.
Oh, she came down here. Well, I'm sorry. My memory is not the best. It's a little bit foggy past, getting captured. I don't remember much beyond that. But if I see her, I'll be sure to pass it along.
Yeah, how long have you been here?
In this cell, maybe 7 days, 8 days.
Okay.
So he hulks like 8-9 feet tall. He's massive. His arms are like easily 6 feet long. They kind of brush his knees. They're kind of these big, clawed, beefy hands with blue fur up and down his body. His muscles are all like visible and taut. He's like a wiry, lithe monster.
I would ask him about his collar, like his.
Oh, you like this? It's the last thing I have left of home.
Where is home?
Oh, the home is the Camanther Forest. I'm from very far away from here.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Oh, well, it's a lovely forest full of tall, ancient trees. Us elves have quite the history up there.
Yeah.
I start heading over towards him.
For sure.
When I hear that.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to talk to this dude.
Yeah.
He's the cool kid.
We didn't notice you before.
My deepest apologies. I did not introduce myself. He curtsies and says, Prince Darendil, at your service.
Prince Darendil.
Yes. I'm sorry, I did not explain. My appearance is the unfortunate byproduct of a curse that's been placed upon me. I'm absolutely sure. My memory, I think the curse has something to do with it.
Oh, that's
I remember being in the
horrible.
forest, and then suddenly I was down here.
Yeah, I was in a city and then I was down here.
And I looked like this. Be glad your form has not changed.
That's true. That is true. Do you know what could do something like this to a person?
I do not know, but I intend to find out. And I will end it, whatever it is.
Great. Well, if you need help with that, let me know.
Well, if you happen to think of a way to get out of here, I would very much love to escape.
Yeah, I think you and everyone else here.
Of course. Perhaps we can all band together as one and unite against the forces of evil, as it were.
I hate him already.
I mean, I'm not gonna lead a rebellion or anything, but you could try that.
Oh, well, I don't know. My form is so intimidating. I fear even talking to others. I see the dislike and disgust in their eyes. It shames me so. Perhaps you could speak on my behalf.
Sure. To say what?
Well, to rouse them all to action, of course.
Okay.
We must find a way out of this place.
Yeah.
And working together, there's nothing we can't do.
Yeah, I totally know how to do that. Okay. Yeah. I'll talk to people.
Splendid.
It's gone so well.
I look
so
forward
far.
to working with you, friend.
Aaron.
Aaron, a lovely name.
Yeah.
So he bows again.
I awkwardly try and do that back, and it does not go well.
For sure. There are 3 folk that I didn't detail more. One is a shield dwarf who is kind of out of place. She's also probably a surfacer, although that's, She's a surfacer. Yep. And there are a number of, like I said, dark-skinned gnomes. Two of them seem to bear striking resemblance to each other. They're brother and sister, probably. And then one of them is kind of off to the side. The one who is not part of the duo is either obnoxious or entertaining, depending on how your character reacts. He is constantly kind of sidling up people who may or may not be interested in what he's got to say, and asking you to bet on things. He says, "Hey, so you see the little plant thing over there? I bet they take it out today to make it do some cleaning. They'll probably fill it with a mop. They'll probably attach a mop to its face and make it mop the floor. What do you think? You bet like 6-1 odds on that? Yeah, pay out 6-1.
What are we betting?
Well, copper, of course. That's all I've got on me right now.
Do we have any copper?
She has a gold coin.
Oh,
We don't
Nobody
know.
We don't
knows
know.
that.
Well, that's okay. I accept bets. Let's bet. Come on, let's bet. Good odds.
I could
All right.
clean better with the mop
I don't
on
think
my
that's gonna. I don't.
You don't think it's gonna happen?
No.
Oh, well, that's easy money for you.
Yes. All right.
In fact, it does not happen. And so at the end of the day, he comes back to you and says, fair is fair. Here's my copper. You got me this time, but next time. Next bet. Just you wait.
Yes. You at least liven up things a little bit. Sareth is quite. It's most male.
Oh, he's
guys are-
definitely boring. I tried to bet with that guy like 60 times. Just
Yeah.
does not do anything.
Awful conversationist. Normally, he's really the worst I've talked to.
Absolutely. Why do you hang with him?
He's delightful to needle every once in a while. And as I talk to him, at least he can speak properly.
It's worth noting at this point that you guys might realize that you're talking with these guys through your heads. It's weird. Their mouths move, you hear sounds, but the words you're hearing are in your heads.
The gnomes.
Yeah, because they're definitely not speaking languages you understand, typically. The gnomes are speaking
okay.
Undercommon with you. But for like... actually, that... So far, you've actually been good. Everybody speaks common. My bad. Point is, if you try to speak to somebody who you don't share a language with, you kind of hear their voices in your heads.
Gotcha.
That's not supposed to happen.
Even if it's a language we normally don't know.
Right.
Though at this point, no one's aware. We've all just been speaking common, so
Mhm.
or
It probably
I
wears
would have
off
been speaking
after a day
Undercommon.
or something.
Oh.
You talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius.
Yep.
Suppose.
Well,
The cell's not that big.
We should squeeze them every day.
Squeeze it. No.
That's
Anyway,
just
so you're good.
something
The gnome fellow you've been talking to, he'll introduce himself as Jim Jar.
didn't ask, but sure.
doesn't like names.
Jim Jar is his name, and betting is his game. He loves to gamble. Anytime you want to gamble, he's got the odds. He's got the records in his head. He will calculate them and make any bet you want. Anytime.
Never tell me the odds.
Well, don't ask.
Okay.
Double or nothing. Do you have a proposition in mind?
Yeah. Okay, all right. So I bet that dwarf over there. I bet tomorrow the guards are gonna take her out and they're gonna make her clean their weapons.
Seems like an easy bet, but you know what? I'm feeling.
Well, it's a specific chore.
I'm feeling lucky.
Specific chore.
That's
right?
true.
And specific prisoner. They don't take every prisoner every day.
Cleaning weaponry.
Yeah.
So,
That does make sense. You're right. That should affect the odds. So maybe 1 to 1.5, 2 to 3.
yeah, let's do this.
All right, cool, great.
Cards, I'm so good at cleaning weapons.
In fact, the following day they do take the dwarf out, and she does come back complaining about how rusty and broken their swords were. And so he'll take the gold back from you. Say, pleasure gambling with you, friend.
Of course.
Oh man. So I overheard the Darrendale guy say that he's like a prince from the Corminthor Forest.
Yeah.
And I'm from there too.
Wow.
So I am curious about this.
hmm
And I am gonna go over and kind of chat with him a little in Elvish.
Yeah, he speaks fluent Elvish,
Mm-hmm.
with no accent at all, which is super weird.
Yeah.
Or super
And
true,
Would I have like recognized that name?
Prince Darendel, make a history check.
20.
You do not recognize the name. That said, the Corminthor Forest is massive.
It is.
You don't know every elf in there. That said,
Wow.
giving his nobility, it is kind of weird that you don't recognize the name.
Uh-huh. Alright, so I'm trying to like chat with him and I'm trying to get a feel for whether like his story holds up.
Okay, make like an insight check. You can use intelligence or wisdom, whichever one you want.
I'll use wisdom. That's like a 6.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah,
like a-
so you don't recognize it. That says he tells a very convincing backstory, basically. Tells you that he grew up in the forest among his brothers and sisters, that they would go out and, play amongst the trees. And he describes like the kind of the wilderness of the Cormetto Forest perfectly. So all the details add up. You just don't recognize his name.
Sure. It's probably not from deep in the Starwood like I am. I try to stay away from the big settlements. Right.
How often do we see Mistress Ilvara?
Who? Oh, Ilvara. Yeah.
Ilvara.
She came by a couple times in the first 4 days of your capture. Hasn't come by in a little while.
Oh, she's
I don't find any mistletoe down here, do I?
No. Heck no. So much no.
Probably preparing a different spell one of these mornings. In fact, one of these mornings I prepare detect magic.
Okay.
And does that require any things? No. So one of these days I've detected magic, and I've kind of like
Okay.
checked out this small little spell.
That is an interesting question.
Yeah,
I
it
cast
is
spells.
Nothing
I'll have to
technically
worry
stops you.
about
The
that.
guards probably would if you.
I mean, I'm
if you
doing it as a
doing
one action. It's not a ritual, right?
it. Okay, yeah. Then make me a sleight of hand check to do it surreptitiously. You can use your spellcasting stat if you want.
Sure. You're watching us that closely?
Yes.
Right. That's
Well, there's a verbal component too, right?
there is, but it's like one action. 6 seconds.
That's
Sure.
Yeah.
14.
14. Great. So you manage to do your spell while somebody else is engaged in conversation nearer the bars, and so you're shielded from view and shielded from hearing.
Sure.
Totally. So detect magic goes off.
It's blocked by a foot of stone.
Right.
An inch of metal.
So I don't think there's anything in your cell that is magical necessarily, unless one of you guys.
Coin.
Not the gold coin. No,
Bummer.
unfortunately, it's just the gold coin.
I was hoping.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically
And another day I would try detecting poison and disease.
detecting poison and disease. What a fascinating usage. The two no.
If I can
No.
do that. No, actually, sorry, I take that back.
Yeah.
I don't try that because I would need a U leaf.
That's right. Okay, alright, cool.
Okay.
Did I send that?
I mean, if I think I can cast, I'd try purify food and drink as I'm whatever they serve me.
Okay, give me like 2 sleight of hand checks. You can use your spellcasting ability modifier if you want.
Cool. It's not much better. 19 for the first one. No.
Alright, so the first time you purify your food, it looks a lot more palatable. They're serving you basically just like mushroom grub, and you've eaten a lot of mushrooms in your time. These are poor quality. This is like the dregs, right? The
Sure.
the bottom of the stalks, the dirt covered bits. But purifying gets rid of all that crap, leaving only the food behind. And so it's much more palatable at that point. The second day you do it, you're kind of nonchalant about it because you're kind of offended they'd be serving you this. And one of the guards notices and says, "Hey, you cut that out. If Avara hears you've been doing magic, she'll slay you where you stand."
Sure. I mean, it's either here or on Menza Baranzan, so she might as well decide now. I mean, she's lost interest in me, which frankly hurts my feelings quite a bit.
Oh, you want to see Ilvara?
Of course.
All right,
always the
great.
life
We'll let her
thing.
know. We'll let her know you want to see Ilvara. No problem. The guy goes and walks off.
Cool. I cast purify.
Oh,
The other guard just shakes his head.
I could create water from a drop. 10 gallons of it.
There it is.
Okay.
There's mist in the air.
So the guards come back.
Sure.
They grab you roughly, very rudely and very meanly. Then they bump you into stuff and whatever, and drag you out by your arms.
Okay.
Your feet kind of bumping along the ground unless you like windmill really hard to stay on your feet.
Oh, well, no.
Yeah, they take you out of there. What are the rest of you guys doing? There's only one guard at the gate right now.
Is this the same guard I talked to before?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
The one who called you meat and cattle.
Yeah, he's kind of rude.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
I was hoping it would be a
Did we
different
talk to
guard.
the fish guy yet?
No, what does the fish guy think about all this?
All roll.
Yeah, do you want to like get out of here?
I believe if leaving is what happens.
Great. You should go talk to the crazy dwarf guy over there. He could use some cheer.
Feels troubled.
Yes.
I will go talk to him. And you see him go over there and like stand over the guy, saying "Oh well" again and again and again, gesturing beatifically. And the dwarf is like looking at him like he wants to eat him.
It's a great picture.
Man, your voice is gonna be gone by.
That's not even a hard
The
one.
big guy's name before he dies.
Yeah, what is his? I would have asked his name before I
Oh.
sent him over to the crazy.
His
guy
name
for
is
my
Shushar
intro.
the Awakened, and he says it
Shushar?
with his accent. Yeah, Shushar.
Shushar.
Yeah. Shushar, you're awakened.
Yeah, I would have because I know that dwarf is crazy and I could use some entertainment.
For sure.
Oh, okay.
He made a friend.
Why do I
to be
keep
fair, he
making
likes
friends?
he likes everyone, but you know.
Great.
Is
Well,
this
I just live here now. This is fine.
bad? Cool. So it sounds like you guys aren't doing anything while our friend is out.
Well, I'm like hanging around. Does anybody like sound like they're like talking about trying to break out? Like I would just try and like eavesdrop on people.
Okay, make a perception check. Absolutely.
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay.
I don't know.
So with 9, you notice that the two deep gnome twins in the corner are definitely talking to each other in a whispered, hurried conversation. You don't hear anything they say. The druid and the plant are obviously in the corner, just kind of staring at each other blankly.
Legit.
And the kobold is going around, massaging people and tending to their shoes. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of escape talk is going on right now, unfortunately.
Great. That's fine.
Meanwhile, Stool and I are telepathically being like, so how are we going to escape?
Right, exactly. The guards just start calling you.
He's so
They start calling you mean names based on your mental capacity because you stare blankly at the plant for hours on end.
Fair enough.
You go off to see Mr. Silvara.
Yes.
You don't get to see Mr. Silvara. Instead, you are taken to a room that is full of torture implements, and left there with one drow. The man who you saw before with a disfigured face. Mm-hmm. The guards who take you there will strap you to a table, and he goes ahead and just does some mean torturing things where he slaps you with like a whip or something and then slices into you. Asks you lots of questions about where you came from, who you are, who you work for.
I'm really half-assing that one. I mean, come on.
You're gonna goad the guy? Okay.
I'm goading the guy the entire
Make
time.
intimidation check, absolutely.
Well, we might as well roll Jordan's demise for this one.
Yeah.
17.
17 intimidation. All right. So he scowls at you,
Standard male. Can't put your back into us.
and so there's this reflexive thing when a drow female talks to a male, he kind of immediately shrinks a little bit. There's like this basic reflex, right? But he recovers from that. He says, "Oh, you think you can take more, huh? You think you can take? Fine. I'll do more." And he takes the scalpels to you and really just lays in, carving all kinds of stuff into your skin.
That's gross.
It's mean.
Is it my birthday?
Make a con check.
Ooh, here's the question.
Yeah.
Definitely the demise.
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been the worst has happened to you before, right?
That's all I just.
It's not this guy is bad at his job. It's just that you've had this stuff done to you before. It's not even a big deal. Or you've played this scenario in your head many times. In any case, you withstand it extremely well, and the guy's impressed. He says, "Wow, you are a cut above the others. That stands to reason. After all, you are a drow. Listen, let's say I had an opportunity for you to escape. What would you be willing to do?"
Well, let's not do this again to start, but.
But you seem to be
Great
enjoying
many
it so much.
things. Well, I mean, you're really. It's A for effort. The actual execution is a little wanting.
Wow, so you didn't enjoy it because you didn't do it well enough. Great, fantastic. Okay, cool.
But, I mean, if your planning is a bit better than this, I'm interested. I'm willing to do quite a bit to get out, of course.
Okay. Well, then I will come to the cell in a day or two with an opportunity. At that point, I fully expect you to make good on your end of the bargain, whatever that should be at the time.
Of course. Is there anyone in particular you want me to kill on the way out?
He smiles. He says, "You know us rather well, don't you?
Well, I mean,
You are, after all, one of us. We shall see. But like the look in his eyes tells you that you hit the nail on the head.
Yes. Make sure they're wearing a red shirt. And
Red shirt? I don't wear red shirts. It's black, purple, and other shades of black.
yes, the crimson shirt, and I'll know who to go for.
Okay, great. So you deliver back to the cell. You're covered in your own blood, but you have this weird smile on your face when you come back.
Let's do this again sometime.
Does the dwarf guy seem interested in blood?
Absolutely. The dwarf is like looking over there with keen interest. It kind of comes over and he says, "Hey, so what they do? What they do? What they do to you?"
More than you could do to me, so why don't you step off?
He looks at you with an angry look in his face, and then kind of goes over to the corner and starts grumbling. You
That's
see him
fine.
like taking two blunt objects and kind of bashing them together.
That's what I thought.
I ask a stool to do with spores,
Uh-huh.
and then I telepathically ask you, did you get to see the sun?
What? What did you think I was going through out there?
Oh. The guard will rattle the bars saying, "Hey, you, plant thing, stop doing that." Makes their prisoners choke and cough.
Wouldn't they appreciate that?
Don't you criticize stool?
Oh, it has a name?
Yes.
Did you sit on it? Is that why it's called stool?
No. This is his
It's a
name.
great idea, we should sit on it. Hey, come here.
Oh no.
He points at the little thing, and it kind of moves towards the bars slowly.
You don't have to do that. Stay over here.
He says, "What'd you say?"
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the stool.
Oh shit. Yeah, alright, so he calls out for more guards. And they come over. They open up the cell. They drag you out.
I guess you'll be seeing the sun soon. Enough.
And the stool kind of follows up towards you before they slam the bars in his face.
Oh no.
So our friend is gone. There's only one guard on duty. What else are you guys doing?
Dobby,
Yes.
come along.
Do you want me to wash the blood off of your skin?
No, it's quite refreshing to feel alive again.
What's wrong with you?
How may I serve?
We don't have enough time for that. Meta conversation. Don't worry about it. Dobby, there may be an opportunity to expand our horizons, so to speak, and maybe reunite you with your house. Are you interested?
Of course. This is what I live for. This is what I was bred for.
Of course. There might be quite a number of opportunities where you can prove your worth and perhaps gain your freedom.
I'm worth exactly 5 gold.
Huh, I would have guessed 4. Anyways,
Damn!
Well, a little bit damaged now.
see,
but
this is why I don't play, like, non-good characters. Anyways, what have you discovered about our erstwhile companions?
the big one is on the run on the surface.
And then I did.
So he's not useful up there.
He's, well, if he stays away from people pursuing him, he has quite a lot of muscles.
That's valid. Big enough meat shield show. How about the others? Well, one of them may not be joining us again, but the others?
When you squeeze the plant, it makes spores.
Sure. Okay.
Could I have overheard the what do we know about the other prisoners that we didn't talk to? Like, would we have chatted ever? Do we have to play that out, or can we?
The ones you didn't talk to are not gregarious enough to come over and talk to you.
I mean,
In fact, some of them outright are trying to hide their conversations. The only exception is the dwarf, who likely would come over and introduce herself to the surfacers.
I mean, amongst that, the other members of the party have talked to, but we personally have not.
Oh, I mean, Shushar gets around.
Shushar. Oh, he's the gambler.
fish
How
friend.
big
No,
is
wait.
the sun?
No.
The cell's pretty large,
Yeah,
actually.
Shushar's
It's
the fish friend.
Oh.
it's sizable.
Okay.
Let's see, what is the scale here? 15 feet? Yeah, the cell's big. It's like 60 feet deep and 40 feet wide.
Okay.
There's the fancy lad, even bigger than Ront.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like a solid 8 to 9 feet tall.
And he comes from a forest? Whatever that is. But something on top.
The forest. He speaks. His Elvish is just so broken. His accent is awful. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Would you like me to do that? I sharpen my nails.
Why don't we wait for that one? What about the... sorry, what race are you again?
I'm a human.
What about the round-eared one?
She's looking for her sister.
Why would you ever want to do that?
My
What's-
siblings were eaten. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's about right.
That's what they were bred for.
Kobold bread?
Oh no!
Oh, but very gamey. Anyways, what about, so anything else about her?
Hey friend.
Oh, bloody. I swear in abyssal. Which I guess, well no, the spores did they reach quite far? Okay, who knows?
Wait, did we meet each other yet? Like,
No.
at all?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna walk up to you, this human person.
Hi. Do you need your shoes spit shine?
No?
Are you from down here or up there?
I don't know where here is.
Oh,
Do I know where here is?
No.
No.
here is down.
I gathered.
Do you want to stay down?
No.
Or are you going to go up?
That's a great question. Are you going up?
I don't know what up is. But I can't stay down because I need to go to Server Masters. Wherever they are now.
Right.
But here is not where that is.
Right. What exactly are you?
What am I? I am a pretty good masseuse, and I specialize in cleaning, and I could wield a mop. I'm mop proficient.
Right. Okay.
So it begins.
Well, good luck with the mopping.
But I don't want to mop here.
I don't know what to tell you.
Do you want to go mop elsewhere?
Do you know how to do that?
I mean,
Have you figured a way out?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Good to know.
So, you're beaten to within an inch of your life. Make a con save.
What's happening to her?
He's getting
Oh.
beat within an inch of his life.
Not bad. It's a 14.
Oh, nice. So the drow are like super mean. They do all kinds of mean things to you where they hurt you a lot. And you sustain 1 level of exhaustion. But you are delivered back. You are, bruised and bloodied. A couple of your bones are probably broken.
Ouch.
They kind of throw you into the cell nonchalantly and walk away.
So is there like fungus on the wall that's giving off a little bit of light?
Yeah, totally, yep.
Can I use that as the component for the light spell, which requires phosphorescent moss? I just noticed, or fire.
Absolutely, sure. Why not?
Hey.
Okay,
Close enough.
Hey.
All right, so I have been counting.
So now you can make light.
Yeah, I thought I could just do it as an
You
ASMR,
like
but I
crawl
don't.
along the floor.
Well,
Tapping
I'm going
that
to assume that I had gathered some previously.
I like the mental image.
All right, yeah.
You
So I'm pretty
surfaces.
beat. I use my healing hands on myself
Mm-hmm.
to do some magical healing and maybe.
All right. So some of the other prisoners,
Heal up some
see
of
that
the-
happen. Presumably, there's some light involved with the right?
Perhaps.
Yeah, when you healing light. Anyway, so the other prisoners seem to take note of particular interest. The dwarf
Yes.
that's doing all the weird talking. Oh, sorry, 2 dwarves.
Like the blood one.
Right. One I should call the thin, dark-skinned dwarf.
Right.
And one we'll just call the dwarf. Because she's like normal dwarf
You
looking
can
to you
just
guys.
call the other one the crazy dwarf. I think it's fine.
That's fair. Those of you from the indirect will
this
know
one
that
is
he's a
the crazy
Darrow,
one?
so we'll just call him the Darrow to make it
Yeah.
simple, right? for people who don't know what a Darrow is, he looks just like a really thin, crazy dwarf.
Yeah.
Anyway, the crazy dwarf kind of comes over to you and says, "Wow, they really did you in, didn't they? They really took you to town." You might say, "They really, wow. How are you feeling? How does it feel? Are you close to death?"
It hurts. I touch myself and I heal, and I'm feeling a bit better.
Wow.
My bones start to heal up.
How do you do that? How's that work? What is it?
Oh, it's the divine power of Sylvanus that flows through me.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like sunlight.
What's that? It's sunlight. Does sunlight bleed?
And I make a little bit of the fungus in my hand glow.
Cool. He leaps backwards.
Yeah.
No, put it away. I don't like it. No.
It's delicious.
No.
Do that more often.
Yeah, he retreats back in the corner, but he's clearly watching you. The female dwarf, who's a normal dwarf, we're just gonna use that terminology. She comes over to you and kind of like helps you get into a sitting position. She'll remove your clothes wherever they're matted and bloody and stuff, and she'll kind of apply strips of her own like ragged robes as bandages. She tries to find the clean bits to help press them to wounds.
Great.
She says,
As
"Wow."
she's doing that, I'm like, "Stool, are you okay?"
Stool kind of waddles up to you and says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
You didn't do anything wrong.
"Are you okay? What'd they do? That looks awful. Are you supposed to be red?"
So I didn't know that you could see colors in the dark. Oh, but it's the phosphorescent. Okay. Yeah, I am red on the inside.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Fair.
But now also on the outside.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, How do you fix it?
Just a little bit of rest.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like it hurts? Because when I'm hurt, it just grows back sometimes.
Yeah, similar to me.
That makes sense. And so he curls up at your feet. The dwarf introduces herself. Her name is Elda. She does a pretty good job tending to your wounds. It's clearly not the first time she's ever dressed wounds like this. But she's old-handed it probably. And she asks you, "So what possessed you to talk back to the guards like that?"
Well, they were intimidating Stool. They were calling him names.
That makes sense. I applaud your heroism, really. But I mean, what are we gonna do about it?
Revolt?
Revolt? She's all ears.
Telepathically.
Oh.
Whoa.
So you telepathically, or you're like, "Hey, buddy, squeeze." Okay, cool. So you mentioned
Yes, we're friends, but also
Kyle
pop you on the
insists-
head to get.
I put my feet up on the stool.
Oh, you do use him as a stool! Ultimate animal betrayal.
Wow, that was fast. I was excited I had a schedule.
Prison has changed you.
I just give him a good.
Sure. He knows. So he explodes in spores. She coughs and hacks and covers her mouth, but it doesn't matter. She's making a con save, right? Oh, she
I
fails?
don't think so.
You
No.
do get a con save if you want one, which is weird. No?
It doesn't say anything
Oh,
about
it's
that.
different
As
than
long
the-
as they have an intelligence of 2 or higher.
You're right.
And
Okay,
I'm-
cool. Yeah, so she
I'm
can't help it.
dead
She breathes through
constructor
spores.
elemental.
And you can hear her saying, "What the hell was that?" in her head. Touching
That's
you.
how we plan our escape.
Yeah, she gets a very big look on her face. She says, What is this?"
Keep her face small.
Keep your face small.
Oh, God. It's too early for this.
So, how are we gonna escape?
Um,
They really seem to like that kobold. I bet we could make use of the kobold.
I think they're in love. They're staring at each other.
she says, "I don't know how we're gonna escape. I really need to get back to the surface."
I do too. I don't like it down here.
Okay, well, yeah, we could talk to the kobold. The kobold seems to have a lot of pull with a lot of people. Surprisingly influential, that one.
Yeah.
Definitely. You want to talk to her, or should I? I guess I should. You're a little bit...
Yeah, I don't want it.
Sorry. So the dwarf, kind of after staring at the person on the ground who's injured and stuff, comes over to you, says, "Hey there, how are you doing?"
Are you in love?
What? No.
Keep
No.
staring at.
It's...
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand.
Wrongfully.
It's not helping.
I think you're lying.
We ship it.
Look, enough about me. What about you?
Stool wouldn't like it.
What's your story? Where do you
I'm
come
Dobby.
from? You're Dobby. Dobby, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Would
I'm
you like a
Elda.
massage? Actually, I will stop offering that. I'm really tired. Maybe tomorrow, though. Don't beat me.
I would never beat you.
At.
No, ever. Just for any reason.
Wow! That's the first person who's ever said that to me.
I don't know why anybody would want to beat you. You seem so nice.
Because of incompetence, because of koboldness.
No. Those aren't things that you get beaten for. You've got to stand up for yourself, okay? People can't just beat you.
Huh?
Yeah, no. So when you make a mistake, you just fix the mistake. You don't get beaten for it. That's not right.
Sometimes I get beaten even if I did it perfectly.
Well, that makes no sense at all. That's just crazy.
This is my lot in life.
No. You can get better than that. Like, here, come with me. Let's go sit with our friend over here.
Is she okay?
Yeah, ish.
I don't. That one scares me. Sometimes it makes the light, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, the light makes them feel more comfortable.
Okay.
And I'm kind of looking.
All the blood stream from your head. You're like woozy. Like oh.
That's what passes for entertainment here. It's been days, man.
I sent the fish over to the crazy dwarf. So.
Great.
There's so many things wrong. The light and the staring and
I did this weird thing where I spend a lot of the day just like staring at light in my hand.
Yeah.
Come over here. You'll understand everything. I promise.
Okay.
Cool. So you come over.
Speaking of which,
She
Christmas
kind
is
of
late.
pats Stool on the head, and he does a little thing again. And now you can all hear each other in your heads.
Why do they keep doing that?
She says it lets us talk to each other in our minds.
Who said that?
She's not moving her mouth. She's
Who
like,
said that?
It's her voice. She looks at you like, I did, but she doesn't move her lips.
And I say telepathically, just go with it.
Whoa, you do speak. Whoa.
Yeah, telepathically.
Are you just saying this all out loud?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my mouth because I don't know these things.
Okay, sure. So the guards are like, hey, what's going on in there?
He's looking at the mushroom. He's weird.
Don't speak.
I know just what you're thinking.
It's too early for this kind of nonsense, Marco. You roll your next one at disadvantage and you feel bad for yourself.
Dang it. Anyway, so you guys are in a little huddle with the
A
door.
weird chat room. Okay.
Dobby serves entered.
Yeah.
The dwarf says, you seem to have a lot of pull with a lot of people. Do you have any idea how we can escape from here?
I can grovel.
That's good. What does that do?
It gets people to look at me.
Okay, so maybe you distract the guards and we escape somehow.
Sure.
Okay, alright. That's good.
I can magically befriend the guards.
Really?
Oh, why didn't you do that before?
Yeah, why didn't you do that when they were
Before
beating
they
you?
beat you. Yeah.
Well, because
Same question.
then if they found out and we weren't able to escape, they could hurt Stool.
Oh. Wait. It has a name?
Yes.
Hello, Stool.
Stool says in your mind, hi.
What? He can talk.
I can talk. You can talk.
Wow. Well, I've been talking this whole time.
You've been making noises, but that's not talking.
I've been saying, hey, let me clean your stuff, and I'm a good boy.
Oh, is that what you were saying? Now it
Oh.
makes sense.
Okay.
Cool. Hi.
I'm Dobby.
Oh, Dobby, it's nice to meet you. I'm a Stool.
I
I'm Stool.
one of the spores and I turn it into a little mushroom. Hand it to you.
What is all that? You are so weird.
It looks delicious.
I will hold it. Actually, yeah, eat it. I would
Stool
eat it.
says,
That one.
It tastes like a little bit bland, but it's got some food there. It's got some substance. It's decent.
Cool.
Definitely better than stuff you were served back home.
Yeah. Cool.
It's not even rotten. It needs some more time.
I don't know how to make rotten food.
Well, you kind of leave it out.
Oh, like fermented food. Yes. I've made a lot of that in the forest.
Ferment-
Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, nice talk. I'm gonna
And
go rub some feet now.
Okay.
Cool.
Wait. Are you gonna help us escape?
Run out?
Have you made friends with anyone else? Who else is in here? What can they do? How are we
Oh
getting
yeah.
out of here?
There's human girl. I got her name and I wrote it down.
There's all these people. I don't really like people.
Human girl?
She did the
Oh, yeah.
Aaron.
Right.
And then there's the drow. Don't tell her, but she's only half. But close enough. But close
Does
enough.
she know?
She's really angry. I think she knows. But there's those people, and then you met Ron. He looks like he could hurt people a lot.
Oh, that could be important.
Yeah, those are the friends I've made. But yeah,
So how are we going to get out?
do you want to
must
invite
need
them
your
to
weapons.
the chat room?
I don't know. I think we have a limit per day.
So the little deep gnome wanders over at this point and says, "Wow, you guys seem to be really deep in thought all together at the same time. That's really weird. How much you want to bet that you guys are communicating somehow?"
I'm gonna try to telepathic to them.
Can you hear me?
Says, "Wow, why are you looking at me like that? Oh my God, what's wrong with it?"
I'll bet you that we're communicating.
I'm not taking that bet. I know the odds.
What are the odds?
Like 1,000 to 1 that you're communicating.
That would be some pretty good money for you. You might just be delirious.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, 18.
Yes, you're right. Those odds are kind of fair. Okay, we'll do it. Shakes hands.
Ouch.
It's all right. Bet's on the table.
Right.
Communicating or not?
Yeah, we're communicating.
Prove it.
I telepathically ask Stool to do a little jig.
So you like stare at Stool, and Stool does like a little wiggle. And the deep gnome's eyebrows goes up. He says, "All right, okay. Maybe you taught it that trick before."
What would you like me to do to prove it?
Here, come with me. So he brings you over like. Right. You go over there.
Okay,
Way over there.
I'm gonna face the corner. This is what I deserve.
Tell your friend over there to say the words Jim Jar is the greatest.
Jim Jar is the greatest. And I telepathically tell Stool to go over there and to telepathically tell Dobie to say Jim Jar is the greatest.
Yeah. So Stool starts to like waddle
Very
over.
slow, 10 feet per round.
Great.
Why
Why
would
would
I
you?
say that? What's he good at?
Valid.
What? No, I say that out loud. What's he good at?
What?
Jim Jar's eyebrow goes up. All right, fine. He gives you the copper.
1,000 copper.
No, it's 1,000 for him if you're not communicating, because he knew you were communicating. So that's the odds.
Oh, those are the odds, not the wager.
Yeah.
I got a copper piece.
You got a copper piece.
I didn't have one more and I can guess the tech
He says, "All right, so the real reason they came over here, I mean, not that I don't love gambling, it's the best thing in the world, but you guys are communicating. I want in."
I grab a spore and offer him a mushroom. Eat this,
He eats it.
and his mind expands.
I mean, I guess so.
That's how it works.
I guess that's how it works. Sure, why not?
You could take this door.
I offer a red mushroom and a blue mushroom. They both do the same thing.
So he says, "All right, guys. Hey, who wants to bet that we can escape from this place?"
Wait,
Yeah,
do we hear him now?
Yeah,
it
you did.
worked?
Yeah,
I
sure.
thought it
Why
was
not?
for whatever. Yeah,
No.
whatever.
Don't worry, we're gonna let it happen. It's not important. He's found a way to preserve the spores for consumption later.
We're gonna use that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So what's the plan? How are we gonna? I'll bet you all a goal that we don't make it out of here by tomorrow.
Who invited this guy?
I don't think we should leave until tomorrow.
Okay, I bet you 5 silver we don't make it out of here within 2 days.
I'll take take that bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Are you
I'll
gonna
go in
work
debt
to
and have
make
to
sure
do
that
work
doesn't
for you.
happen?
No, I'm not gonna. That would be dishonest. No, I'm a real upfront guy. Right? The odds are the odds, and that's it.
Why are you making that bet?
If I was gonna sabotage you, I'd have to change the odds. 1-to-1's fair.
You really have that much faith we could escape?
No, I have that much faith you're not gonna escape. That's why I'm betting.
Are you coming with?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise, we can't collect.
Oh yeah. So I think I'd probably know 2 other people who would like to mop elsewhere as well.
So just the 2 of us are escaping with Stool and this guy?
No.
The
2
dwarf's still in the chat room.
more. And 2 people who are not in the chat room
She
who would
thumbs
like
down
to escape.
your comment.
Darrow didn't like this.
Can I borrow some spores?
I'm all out.
Oh.
There's like spores everywhere.
Cool. I'm just gonna pat your head and take some.
Okay.
Waddle over. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
You wanna be in the club? We're doing mushrooms.
No.
Let's go on a trip.
You wanna stay here?
No.
Here, I'm gonna.
The hell?
Welcome to the club.
Good pusher, man. It's not just dealing. That is like aggressive marketing. First one's free. First one's obligatory.
I saved half of it. This towards my other hand. I like that. I got some stuff.
Oh, you remember me? It's been how long since I asked you to?
Like 15 minutes. Calm down. I mean, wait, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I
And then while you distracted him, I throw spores.
forgot who I was talking to.
Oh, you did you?
Stool, go right behind the drow.
Okay. I mean, it does.
Why is Mike and Ed coming behind me?
They're
I
trying
just
to.
It kind of points at that one.
I see. Okay. I saunter over.
Stool kind of follows you, standing behind you.
I also follow behind Stool.
It's a procession.
What is happening?
We're in Stool's world now.
So,
What's going down is we've got some money riding on a bet. You know the guy who does the bets?
Yeah, the weird little nosy.
Jim Joe,
Yeah, he's the one.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
the one currently in this conversation as well.
Yeah, don't worry about him. So anyway,
Wait,
Hey.
did you
bet
get spored yet?
5 silver pieces.
I thought you did. I
Okay.
thought you threw it.
There we are.
I used
Love it.
druid craft to like make a puff of wind to make it go to into place.
Thank you, mistress.
Here's the rag.
Well, it's nothing as good as fresh spores, I suppose.
How do you
So
clean
look,
your rag?
there's
It's not
5
clean.
We get 5 gold pieces apiece if we escape within 2 days.
That wasn't the deal. No, it was that with you directly.
Look,
Really
he's
quick.
good for
Out
it.
of game, how long did the scarred drow say when he was gonna unlock the door?
It was within a day.
Okay.
Oh shoot! So you don't have the day of rest that you need.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess as we're having the conversation, do you mind if I get in on that bet as well?
Jim Jar says, well, okay. Yeah, I'll bet 5 silver with you too. Yep.
One
Mhm.
gold.
Wow, rich blood over here. Yeah, absolutely. 1 gold. Fine.
Alright.
Deal.
Sounds good. Cool. So I had this conversation with an individual, not the most creative gent, but he offered to keep the door open if we were to perform a little task for him.
Hey, that's no fair. You had info on the bet outcome.
It's like inside
That's
the
cheating.
glass.
I'm watching you. He says in the chat room and then storms off.
Logged out.
Let's look in the chat.
All right. So, well, that's unfortunate. Anyways,
Wait, can he still hear us?
Can he actually log out?
I don't think you can.
Unless his intelligence drops to below 2.
We're no longer friends?
You're no longer friends.
Defriended on Facebook.
Oh no! Dude, he just would spill our plans now.
How
Be friends again!
ever will I survive? Anyways, this scarred chap has said that he will leave the door open within a day. As long as, at least he hinted at that we were supposed to, perform a small task for him.
Is it the door to the outside?
The jail cell door. Correct.
Oh.
What kind of a task?
Oh, nothing too major. I'm assuming we're gonna have to murder someone.
It's not
for
like we
him.
had to kill someone.
Wait,
What?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Who? Which one?
Yeah, he hasn't quite specified. I've indicated that he should wear a crimson shirt.
I bet we're gonna have to kill the fish guy.
Wait, you guys are all okay with murdering someone?
Well, it depends on
As long as she
whom.
says so.
What is wrong with you people?
Well, put it this way: do you wish to leave?
Yes?
Then this should be a minor task.
Wait.
It's okay.
How-
If you don't wish to perform the task,
Do
I
you
will.
go around murdering people? Is this like a thing you do?
People who imprison
Well,
you and beat
not
you.
on Wednesdays.
What day is it?
Uncertain. I try not to look. In any case,
They're way bigger than I thought.
it is a minor task. Chances are it is some rival of his who he dislikes. In which case, I personally have no stake in the matter, so it's either that individual or me, so I prefer me. And once this task is done, we can make our escape, which will prove a bit of a trial, but I'm assuming that each of you are gifted in their own ways. There are several large individuals here who are no doubt a little bit slower than us, so things should work out quite well.
Are you talking about stool?
No, Stool is more than welcome to come with us.
But he's slower than us. I mean.
He's slower than us, but he's also very tiny.
Can you carry him?
If we wait till tomorrow, I can cast Long Strider on stool.
Yes, well, I don't think this is very much...
Around.
I very much don't think this is a sort of negotiable thing. And you two are from the surface, correct?
Well,
I mean, I've never heard it called that before.
the surface of
The-
favor, yes.
Yes. So, not in the Underdark.
As opposed to the canopy, yeah. I'm down in the surface.
What's a canopy?
It's you know how the world is structured, where the surface is on the bottom, and then there's like
No,
the
surface is
trees.
top.
Then there's the canopy, the sky.
We hardly have enough time to go through all of this. Plus, I want to see their reaction. But yes, you're from the surface world?
Sure, yeah.
Then, by all means, if we escape, please take me along with you, and I will assist you in whatever way you need. I grow quite tired of the Underdark, so I'm trying to find my way out. And of course, I will have murdered someone, so
We'll find out who it is, though. Maybe it's a slaver.
I imagine it's a slaver.
I'm not murdering anybody. Like, no.
Well, Aaron.
Wait, to win the bet, do we all need to escape?
We never we just need to say we escape. So I suppose we need to keep Jim Jar alive so we can both pay up and also escape.
He's not good for the money.
Say he owes. In any case, chances are it's one of my kin who you have to murder. If you wanted to murder anyone within the jail cell, he'd simply take them out of the jail cell and murder them. I mean, he'd even come in if he really wanted to, if that assuages any of your guilt. It's probably someone who's cracked the whip on you, tortured you, beaten you, withheld food from you, any sort of any number of sins.
I look towards the fish guy. And
What?
What did he do to you?
Existed.
Char is currently in the corner with his eyes closed, his hands folded in his lap. He's just like kind of sitting there.
Was he beaten?
No, he's just meditating for no reason.
So, who else do we trust within this sort of jail cell? As we are.
Not really, even all of us.
Yes, I say we're reluctant conspirators. Once we escape this, wherever this is, I will have to. As much as it galls me to say, we'll need to work together if we're gonna all escape and all manage to stay ahead of our
I
captors.
say we just get to the surface and part ways. Also,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
we
that's-
should tell Dobie the plan.
I'm staying down here, but not in this
If we
particular
can get to the
cage.
surface,
Seen
by
by
all
Toby.
means, by all means, we can part ways. But we need to get to the surface first, and that's hardly the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
Right.
Do you remember any? Do you have any conception of your route down here?
No.
Wagons, poison, tunnels.
Did it give you kind of a lemony taste, or was it more of a kind of a minty, or was it more the poison?
Right.
It was applied intravenously.
Like I got stabbed.
There's always an after effect, like afterwards, and some of them are quite pleasant afterwards when you
Your
wake up.
veins feel minty.
No. There's a kind of minty, like that kind of chill that you get
It was
afterwards.
like menthol.
Yeah, the menthol kind of taste.
Menthol poison.
Sure, why not? Why not? Absolutely.
Yeah.
They shouldn't put flavors in those things, man.
Yeah,
It's
I like
more the
mango
biochemistry of it all.
Right. How long would I have any idea? I wouldn't have any idea of like how long it took to get.
Make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
That's
15.
Yeah, so you guess it's between like 6 and 8 days. It's like a long journey.
Yeah, it was really long.
okay. That's not great, but I suppose we can work with that.
By wagon, mind you.
Yes, that's why it's not great. We'll be moving by foot. They will no doubt, well, they will be better conditioned, rationed, supplied, and they will probably have mounts of some kind. That's exciting. So let's make sure that we try and include as many people as we feel we could faintly trust.
The
In
big
this
dude
endeavor?
wants to get out.
By the way, with some of these furry individuals, do any of them seem kind of itchy? Like maybe they have fleas?
Yes, Prince
yes,
Arendelle
so
definitely
let's
itches a lot.
have that conversation with the. Of course, we should have the conversation with the bigger ones.
The orc likes me.
That's like
Everyone likes you.
No.
Wow, no one ever said that to me before.
You get a flea somehow. Darendale says, "Oh, thank you, sir.
The monk, the actual
one.
druid monk.
What do you need it for?"
It's the component for infestation.
Perfect.
Whoa.
You have to slowly collect components.
Does that have to be alive?
Yeah, a living flea.
Oh my god.
This is now you're a part of me now.
He's like, hold your hair so you got the spell.
I feel like, yeah, if I'm infested with fleas, it's just
Or just have him nearby and touch him.
just such
As
a
they've
random-
been dragging me from place to place, does the layout seem like your standard, like outpost for a drow settlement?
Yeah, so I didn't actually do this at the beginning. Let's go ahead and go over the layout real quick.
Okay.
This map is very confusing because it's a 3D outpost.
There it is.
Oh.
So from above, this is the downwards view, but it doesn't really tell the whole story. So this is like a carved into the side of the rock here, right? You see that?
Mhm.
It's kind of this pathway carved into the rock with some alcoves, some caverns there. You're in this one. This is the slave pens.
Mhm.
The other ones has a number of other things. Between the ledges here are these walkways that go to these stalactites,
Mhm.
right? These big stalactites. They're actually hollowed out. There are rooms inside of the stalactites, right? Connecting all of them on the bottom level is this massive like spider web, huge with strands that are like really thick and bundled up. You guys will all know there are giant spiders down there.
Nope.
Sure.
When
Nope.
let's see, someone was here for 7 days, I think.
Yes.
Right. So on your second day here, there was a slave who just like fought with the guards. And the gate opened to let them out to do work. And he like tried to escape. Right. So the guards beat the crap out of him, then threw him down to the spider web where he was eaten by giant spiders.
Certainly a way to go.
So you, like, every time you pass by there, see a little bundle of soap down there cocooned, and you're like, oh, that's that guy who I knew, like, 6 days ago.
And every day it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right. The rest of you guys see some lumps in there. You're like, that's weird. Anyway,
Don't
you
fall
know that
down,
the big stalactite in the center, this one, I think, is kind of where the where Ilvara hangs out mostly. So you don't want to go there because that's like the spookiest one.
And now,
Yeah.
that's such great times then.
There is a gate over. Where is that? Like over here-ish? Yeah. These are like some rooms in the ledge there. Boy, it's hard to map this to the thing. Yeah.
They've been bringing us to some of these places.
They totally have been, so that's what I'm trying to describe them. This is where most of the guards hang out, right here. This is the southern watch post. The barracks, the main hall, those are all over here. It's kind of the drow guard area, and then the slave pens are over here off to the side. Above you, kind of up here, is a place where there are a bunch of creatures very similar to Prince Darendil, but with none of his regal bearing or demeanor. Right? They're just kind of these bestial creatures, tall, blue-skinned, furry creatures that seem to do heavy lifting tasks for
Are
drow.
they intelligent? Do they speak?
You don't recognize the words they speak. They do seem to speak. The drow seem to understand them. I mean, if you speak Undercommon, you know what they're saying. They seem dumb, I'll say. They seem like they have low intellect, right? They're not intelligent creatures, and they obey the drow without question.
But they're not like animal level?
Not quite animal, no. They have some basic intelligence there. Darendil's obviously many cuts above them in terms of smarts.
Sure.
Far below, on the floor of the cavern, is a rock. You can see it down there. Pretty hard to get down there. I think there is a lift that's pictured over here, kind of around the guard area, that goes up and down. It's like a cage with a winch. And as I mentioned, there's that waterfall kind of in the middle that kind of comes in, splashes down. It's pretty near you guys, actually, so you're probably getting a lot of the spray. That's why it's so cold here. Any questions about the map, or are we good?
How do we get out? Like, where is the exit?
That's a great question. So there's a number of different ways out, but you haven't seen them all. Probably when you moved up this way at one point during your stuff, you saw there was an exit over here. Like you got a glimpse of that cave. The rest of it's too far away for you unless you're a drow, straight up, or something else with 120 feet.
Nope.
Nope.
And yeah, I don't think...
I have 0.
actually, Jim Jar
School
knows
can see 120
about...
feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Still with those hidden perfect eyes.
It's not blindside either. It's just...
Oh, hey, Shushar can too.
Nice. Yeah, so then the people who have 120 feet have seen there is an exit over here. This exit you guys probably haven't seen because you don't go over there very much. But yeah, you'll all know there are a number of exits out of here. Between the various prisoners you've now made contact with, you can guess at all 3 of them. Some of your prisoners even know where they lead approximately based on the directions. Like Jim Jar seems to have his stuff really well together, so he knows that the northern passage leads somewhere you don't want to go right now.
Sure.
It leads to like the big drow city in the area. It's called Menzo Baranzan. You don't want to go there.
How long have they been here?
Wait, is
I'm
that where my
curious
home
now.
is?
No.
Okay.
Your home is much further away than Menzo Baranzan.
They're from Post Prep?
Yeah.
I think they live elsewhere.
Okay.
Chetnasad?
What?
Oh, I was just wondering if it was Chetnasad.
Totally, that one. Yes.
How far
Nailed
is
it.
that?
Far.
Really far.
Oh, man.
So far. Yeah, okay, so that's the map.
I mean, if you want to play a different character, I mean.
No.
Because you'll end up going that way and then immediately.
Well, I don't know where I am. I'll just follow you guys till I know where I am.
Would I know where they may keep prisoner effects and the like? Or?
That's a great question. Yes, so probably you'd guess somewhere in the guard area down here.
Oh.
You're not sure exactly where. Actually, give me a perception check because you've been over there a couple of times.
Sure.
When you were beaten, you were taken to the guard area
Oh, well.
or carved into it.
22.
22, great. So
Jordan's demise is rolling so well.
I need to rename it.
it's building you up until it finally betrays you.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's Jordan's
about
demise.
right. That saves is really what
So
it's
in
doing.
that stalactite, you entered like the top level where the torture chamber was. You saw down the stairs was a room with like a whole bunch of weapon racks and stuff, and in there were a couple of large chests. You're not sure if your belongings are there, but clearly there's some stuff there, right?
We'll need to make our way there. Oh, I'll explain what I've seen when I had my little date with the scarred individual.
This is all weirdly sexual.
You brought me to a torture chamber.
You're right. I did. My bad.
Um,
You can lead a horse to water.
yeah, well.
If it drinks, it's your fault.
Anyways, we can't just escape with what we have. Ideally, we try and arm ourselves. The problem is, of course, there are a bunch of guards. So, what to do about them? I mean, we could fight our way, but I doubt we do that well. Any thoughts? We need some supplies. We need something.
I could. If we can't wait till tomorrow. If we can get it till there's one guard, I could try to charm them and ask them to go retrieve our items for us. However, if it fails, which it usually does, they'll probably try to kill me.
Have you ever tried to charm an elf before?
No, I mean,
It's fairly
there's
difficult.
not really much of a reason for me to try to charm them because I usually just try to stay clear of them, or else I'm on good terms with them.
Yes, well,
Mm-hmm.
my brethren enjoy their tricks, and so they'll be a little more resilient.
So you don't think it's a good idea?
I think it'll be. It's not to say that it wouldn't work, and we're accepting all ideas at the moment, but I will note that it will be a very difficult process to do so.
Do I ever get a chance to work with the giant spiders?
To work with the giant spiders.
Yeah. Do they ever pull me out to go
Nope.
take care of one?
No. They would have muttered something about feeding you to giant spiders when they took you out to beat you, but they ended up just beating you.
I'm just wondering about getting a chance for animal friendship with a spider.
You could jump into the web and see what happens. It's 100 feet down, each plus or minus.
Is he trying to kill me?
Hey,
What kind of question is that?
I'll bring a morsel of food with me.
You are the morsel of food. Yes.
You are the spell component.
How much scraps of food have I been able to collect over these 7 days?
You've been stockpiling it or sharing it? Because I was under the impression you were sharing it with Rompins.
Sometimes I share it, sometimes I stockpile it and let it.
Oh, the extra food.
Yeah, extra food.
So if you've been able to dry it, which will give you a wisdom check to dry out some food, because it doesn't keep unless you dry it.
Okay.
And you know that as a
I
servant.
like it when it's moldy.
Oh, you like it when it's I'm sorry. I made some weird assumption about your rationality. I'm sorry.
There are plenty
Come
of
on, Margaret,
spores
don't
in
make
this
assumptions.
room.
Sure, totally. So you managed to acquire, we'll say, 2 pounds of food. Andrea, please make a note of that real quick. This is your job, by the way.
Oh.
Oh no!
Can I try some of it to feed my mistress?
So you can dry maybe half it. So 1
Yeah,
pound
some
is
of it.
dry, 1 pound is moldy.
Okay.
I want to talk to my contacts with the Emerald Enclave.
Do I have How do I...
They can't hear you
Do
now.
I roll or do I just have it?
Yeah, make a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
You can use medicine if you have that. We'll assume that drying out mushrooms is part of medicine.
Meh.
Or survival.
And it's a
Or
10.
survival. Okay, so you got one pretty dry, it'll probably keep a while. The other one's super moldy.
The
just
other
like you
ones are
wanted.
for me. More
Yep.
for me then. Yep.
Yep, delicious.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you guys are all kind of talking about a plan. Are you trying to rest? Because it sounds like you're trying to rest.
I would like to be able to rest, but I'm open to leaving today.
you're literally 1 hit point.
I healed myself.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
To 4.
Oh,
Or
well, I
2,
guess
right?
I could heal by my level, I think.
Yeah, so you go to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you doubled your hit points.
So, who else do we wish to
I
include
could
in our
do a
little club?
short rest.
Yeah, go ahead and do a short rest.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Do a short rest for sure.
For sure, am I right?
All right, I'm up to
Double
5
disadvantage,
hit points
Marco.
now.
Aw. Fair.
Regain a number of hit points equal to your level. Yeah, that's not much right now.
I mean, I would probably go talk to Prince Darindel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the big one. So
Yeah, I would go talk to him.
What is it, my dear?
Time to bust out of
Well,
this
we
joint.
bring him
need
into
to
the
be,
club.
to be a little discreet.
Oh, of course. Yes, Discretion is my middle name. It's Prince Discretion Darindel.
So your first name is Prince?
Well,
Formerly known as
it's
Prince.
turn of phrase, darling. Look,
See,
what do you want?
Yeah, so you know the thing that you asked about earlier?
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Oh goodness.
Did
Oh,
I
I'm
get
so
the
excited.
timeline for that today?
I
Tomorrow?
said we didn't have an exact timeline. We will know when it happens.
We will know when it happens.
It should be within
Well,
the
I am
day.
excited.
Within the day.
Yes, my fur is practically bristling.
Yes. We may or may not need to murder somebody to.
Oh
to
dear.
get
Well,
out.
I'm afraid I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
Yeah, me neither. Just a heads up, in case you're morally opposed, like
Well-
I was. Yeah.
Very much
Technically.
so. Yes, I believe that is wrong. And we should escape without any bloodshed. My goodness.
That's my goal. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, me too. It's nice to know somebody isn't bloodthirsty here.
He smiles at you, revealing his pointed canine teeth.
Right.
But he smiles genuinely. I mean, it's just that he's a monster.
Right. So you're on board. Yeah, you're good.
With escape.
Yeah.
I mean, with the thing you were saying before.
Wait, what?
Oh.
The guard doesn't notice. He's like snoozing or something.
Okay.
I'm not gonna decide.
Yeah. Just to pay attention and don't miss it.
Absolutely. I will be ready, my dear.
What
Great.
if we get the Darrow to kill the guy instead?
Cool. Well, that's all. Thanks.
Lovely. Splendid. Okay, so you guys, you rest for a little while. You're plodding. You are recovering from.
We're going to use the Darrow as a distraction.
I'm not bloody
Send him
anymore.
in the wrong way. Or we're gonna send him first. He'll probably be killed, but he wants the blood. He wants blood anyway, so he gets what he wants.
I need to talk to Ron and tell him the plan. I think he'll be down for some. I'm gonna go and tell him that some murder is gonna happen. Murder time.
Okay.
But we don't know when, so just, pay attention.
So I've been talking to school about how we're gonna
You're
escape.
optimistic.
I'm talking to school about how we're gonna escape and where does school want to go when we escape?
Stool wants to go back to his home. It's a wonderful place called Neverlight Grove, where everybody's pleasant. Everything's gray and
Bright.
stocky and not bright. No. Everything's nice and dark and dim. But glowy, very pleasantly glowy. It's like a
cloudy
warm.
skies.
What's a sky? What's a cloud?
It's like a puff of spores.
Wow. Yes. Everything's
Like spores
cloudy.
above you. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, everything is cloudy. Some's above you, some's around you. But yeah,
Yeah, in the fog. Yeah.
it's a wonderful place.
Because if you're in the canopy, yeah. You're
I wish we could be there right now, but we're not. But I want to go there.
Yes, wish.
I can wish.
Wish us to be there.
What?
Wish us to be in the Neverlight Grove.
Wish has to be. Oh, I wish for us to be in Neverlight Grove.
Oh, you've probably had a failed wish in the past.
I mean,
I
that's
should bring that up.
a failed wish. You mean my wish isn't gonna come true?
Well, it will if we work towards it.
Oh, that's how wishes work. Okay. Yeah, we'll work towards it.
Yeah.
So we've been doing mostly conversation, so I didn't ask earlier. But do you want ambient music at the moment, or?
Yeah, totally. Ambient's good. Just sad, dark, evil music or whatever strikes your fancy. It's a cavern. There's water.
Okay, we'll try this from the start and see how it goes.
Meta talk. Do you want to take the fish? Who are we bringing
That's
with us?
not it.
Oh, the fish guy's great.
Yeah, should we take it? But he's kind of loud.
Let's bring the Darrow.
He's shady.
I don't think he's gonna fight anybody.
So what we do with the Darrow is we send him first, and whatever guards are there, we'll make short work of him, and we'll take care of the rest. He's an individual who quite enjoys his share of blood, so I assume that he'll have a great time.
We can make a bet with Jim Jar over the color of the Darrow.
Yeah, Jim John's not really speaking. We're not on speaking terms at the moment, apparently.
Can you make up so that he doesn't rat us out and sabotage the plan?
That wouldn't be sporting to do that. I'm not worried about that.
I don't think so either, because that would mean he'd actively sabotaging. I will go talk to Jim Jar.
Okay. Alright, so how's that bet coming, huh? How we doing on that bet? You cheater.
How is it cheating?
What do you mean, how's it cheating? You knew the result before.
I don't know the result. I just know that we're going to get out of the door. That doesn't mean anything.
The odds aren't fair anymore. 1-to-1's not fair if you've got info.
Sure, but you're making the odds out of information that we're not aware of. I mean, I'm sure that you have a better understanding of the rest of this entire
I'm
complex.
just guessing, like a real gambler.
I feel that's incorrect, but...
Make an insight check.
Oh, you're gonna burn me, aren't you? Oh, 22!
Oh, he believes everything he's saying, which is kind of weird. Yeah, totally weird.
Why are you mad?
What?
Look, chances are, if we do manage to escape, we're gonna be working with each other the entire process, and I would hate for you to have such a negative opinion of me. Is there any way I can make up for it?
Yeah, we're gonna adjust the odds of the bet a little bit, alright?
Sure.
Bet's gonna be 2 to 1. So, I bet 5 silver, you pay me 10 silver, you don't escape.
We were doing a gold, so I'll pay you 2 gold if it
You're
turns out
right,
we don't
exactly. You're right, I'm sorry. Like, kind of thinks for a second. Yep, you're right, yep.
escape. Okay.
Just tell your friend, because odds gotta change. Friend wasn't a cheater, but...
It's fair.
I was a cheater earlier when I knew I was communicating.
That's true.
Oh.
But that was 1,001 odds. Those odds were made with the knowledge that you had knowledge in theory.
That's true.
Anyway, so after the ice, all right, great, cool. When do we do the thing?
No idea. I just know that it's within the day, and... Is it just like I see a +5 appear, and suddenly we're like in the green?
His brow unfurrows, suddenly he's smiling again, he's talking to you about bets again.
Alright.
The
It's as
color
if
of
nothing
his
ever
heart
happened.
changed from black to blue, stepped up a little.
Yeah. It's not like apathetic.
Jim Jar likes that.
Alright, so we've got the shield dwarf, you're talking to the orc, we've got
I didn't talk to the orc.
oh no, I'm
Oh.
My
looking at
friend
Donnie.
Rot. He likes
Alright,
Smash.
Ooh, should we bring the very mopey male?
Who?
Sarah.
The drow.
Well, at worst, he provides a distraction.
How about you just? How we could not tell him everything?
The shield dwarf seems okay with the idea of killing someone.
Good.
She also told me I had value. Weird.
That you have vanity?
Value. What? Can you explain vanity?
Vanity? I don't know.
Okay.
Vanity is when you think you're really, really.
I'm worried if this was all just going through the public chat, I'm gonna be like, what?
You look beautiful. You look right.
Right.
We
Gold
haven't
is the
mastered
surface world.
DMing yet, the private chats.
So it sounds like you guys are kind of waiting for something to happen.
We're kind of, well, I mean, we're trying to, I guess, Electa will try to figure out what resources do we have currently.
Right.
Can I find some nice pebbles?
Nice is a strong word. They're not exactly pebbles, but they are chunks of rock.
Like
So,
I
yeah.
could throw them?
They're a little bit sharp edged, but yeah, totally. Yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna gather some rocks.
Nice. Perfect. So you guys have made
Please.
You need me to polish those rocks for you?
pretty solid friends of Jim Jar.
Can you make them sharp?
Stool is
try.
clearly part of the party. Ron's in. Prince Darendil is clearly with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Stool. We got Stool.
Is Shushar coming with us?
You haven't invited him or told him anything's happening yet.
Do we want to bring him? I don't want to leave him behind. I would go talk to him.
Yeah.
We should chat with him. Let's see if he's interested in escaping.
Shushar,
What is it, friend?
do you want to get out of here?
If that is what happens, I will do that.
So if something were to happen, you would leave.
Yes.
Great. That's
I
all
must go back to my people and spread my message of wellness.
Great. That's great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he'll totally leave.
Does he know that leaving is soon?
I didn't want to tell it.
Sure. Just to make sure he doesn't fall asleep. We're gonna go and rattle noise every time he looks sleepy. To make sure he's ready.
Yeah,
You
like a
just
pan.
disrupt his meditation.
So do fish people just not have tongues? Is that how it works?
Well, I guess he doesn't close his eyes. He never closes his eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, he never closes his eyes.
Does
he
he
just kinda
sit
sits
near
there.
the mist and get
Fish have
misted?
closed their eyes.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's
Cool.
near the bar. So.
I guess I'll go talk to Sarah.
Okay.
If
I
he's
wanna
just kind of
follow by your
laying, I'll
heels.
just kind of kick him on the leg.
So last time we talked to Sarah, he was all happy and hopeful, right?
Yes.
Now he kind of he rouses and says, "What is it? What do you want?"
Well, your prophecy may come true. That should cheer you up a little bit.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh? What's
No.
going on now?
Well, we're
It's your
all.
time of the month?
It's all of our times. We're all gonna die here. I can feel it.
I mean,
So doom and gloom.
fair. That is probably the highest odds, but at least one should resist the.
Do you not feel it? The impending darkness closing in on all of us, like a weight on your mind. I feel it.
Yes, well, whenever I feel like that, I just bottle it up and not worry about it anymore.
What would be the point of that? What's the point of anything?
My.
We should just accept our fates.
There's hardly one. While I would say that an individual such as you are inclined to think so, the very least you can do is resist the inexorable tide of your own demise. If you feel you're going to die, at least die with standing on your feet, swinging.
Why struggle?
Because otherwise, you should just curl up and close your eyes and remain there and become one with the dust.
That was what I was doing until you bothered me.
Well, I always have fun chats with you.
Do you need help with that?
I'm gonna scoop some dust onto his.
Yeah. Oh, what's the point?
How about this? If you think you're going to die, why don't, if it turns out we move forward, you can lead the charge. You think you're going to die, might as well expedite the process.
You're right. You're right. Expediting is the best way to go. Least amount of suffering involved.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be very quick and painless, and you will have left some sort of mark upon the world, in the sense that several of us may live for your sacrifice.
And people will be full of marks.
Yeah, he just like sighs and kind of rolls over and says, "Fine, I don't care."
Touchy. I had younger cousins like this. Did have younger cousins like this. Who else is joining our merry band of...
Well, Eldith the
rebels?
dwarf definitely was on board from the start.
Yeah.
Did we talk
And-
to the brother-sister dwarfs? I mean,
You've
gnomes?
never talked to them.
Ooh, those guys are
What?
weird.
Do we not want to?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to you.
A little
My
step
perspective on the situation is the more the
Yeah.
merrier, as long as they're running in front of me.
Hi, do you guys like running?
Wait.
Hi!
The male of the two, the brother, kind of raises a fist, and the sister kind of holds him back and coughs. And you hear her say in your mind, "What the hell was that for?"
It's so that we can do this.
Oh,
This must
Who are
be
you?
more comfortable. I'm Dobie. I like to give massages and clean.
and why are you over here? Why are you talking to us?
Do you like running?
Depends.
Like running outside of this place?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Just wanted to know if you guys wanted to run. We're gonna run around.
Yes, we kind of plan.
Plan is a strong word,
That is a very strong word.
but something in that color?
You can't kill all of us.
They look at each other, and then the girl says, the sister says, begin to in your head, like, "Well, we're in if you can get us out of here."
Yeah.
Yes.
So when a thing happens, like, don't be sleeping.
Oh, we won't be.
Yeah.
Nope.
Do you even sleep?
We do.
Yeah.
But not when there's a chance to escape.
Yeah, that's all. And we might have to kill a guy, but he's bad.
Okay, who we killing?
I don't know. He might be wearing a red shirt or something. It was very ambiguous.
Why do you wear a red shirt?
Crimson.
I don't know.
um,
But whoever you see, the Electo stabbing. You probably want to stab that person too.
Stabbing.
Which
how...
one's Electo?
The mean one.
Paisal.
That describes everybody.
The mean and beautiful,
Tip of
the
fish.
one we should worship.
I can heal you, by the way.
Oh, mean is a good word for what?
You know what I mean.
Those people, yeah,
Oh,
it's a compliment.
the drow lady.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Sure. We can follow the drow lady. They in your mind she says drow with a little bit of like resentment. She doesn't like that word.
What kind of... she's a dark gnome?
Dark gnome, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
As is your place.
woo.
When I hear that kind of tone of like
She doesn't
resentment...
growl out loud or in your minds, but you imagine that she's growling. She looks at you and fumes.
Oh, you'll be fun to travel with.
She actually pulls back her upper lip to reveal like her teeth, but like doesn't say anything.
And I
Turns away.
smile right at
Just flat gnome teeth.
Just flat gnome teeth. Big old chunky incisors, those gnomes.
Yeah, we can like not hang out afterwards, but just for now,
Yeah,
we could then never see each other again.
that sounds perfect.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
All right.
Can I suck the spores back out?
No.
You're quickly becoming an addict. You're like, I can't waste the product, man.
I need to save these.
Oh my god. Sprout's like, I can make more.
I don't know that. I only got this much off of Jade's hair.
Scraping
Wait,
Jade's hair.
where's my flea?
Oh, that's so itchy.
I knew that flea. Everywhere I could attack.
Anyone else we're missing?
Did we talk to the crazy dwarf?
You haven't
Or are
talked
we
to the
just
crazy
gonna
dwarf.
assume that
No,
he's
we're just
crazy?
gonna like direct him forward and hope he dies first.
Well, shouldn't we like let him know that
No.
something is happening? then?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
Because he's just gonna do something.
I mean, we'll
out
be
of
making a lot of
control.
noise. He'll wake up and then do whatever he's gonna
Crazy
do.
dwarf and kobold just.
Wait, what? I heard Cobalt. That's me.
Oh, I'm in the other kobold.
Where?
In a different cell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they cute?
No.
Okay. Good.
Would you be jealous?
It's that vanity thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna work again.
All right.
We went over what that means.
So,
Hard
what
to grasp.
supplies do we currently
Do you
have?
think you're really pretty?
No one pretty.
And where are we? What is the? We're aiming for. I assume the guard
2 pounds
post.
of food, flea, phosphorescent moss.
We're gonna.
I guess like at this point, this is like the morning, probably, and well, morning is a strong word. You guys woke up a little while ago.
Sure.
And so you guys, at this point, the door will open and the guards will escort some of you to your duties. It's only one of you, and it is you. You get pulled off to go do some labor.
This is the next day.
The same day. You are asked to scrub the shrine. Yeah. So they escort you to the floor of the shrine. Obviously, you're not going to touch the actual altar. Anyway, so you walk across a steep rope bridge to that main stalactite, the big one. And the top floor of it, you kind of walk into this. You're escorted into a large chamber. It's covered by dark silken mats on the floor with a pale web strand pattern woven through them in a silvery thread. In the middle of the chamber, at the center of the floor web, stands a broad pedestal carved from a strange wood, with a 10-foot-high sculpted spider at its head. The carving is so lifelike that initially you believe to be a real giant
I would
spider,
cry.
and immediately cower back.
I would cry. Yep. That's legit.
Okay. They direct you to clean the mats. Give you a special little kind of a fine bristled brush. So you just kind of a furry brush. Anyway.
Keep it.
I'm cleaning the floor with a toothbrush. Got it.
Yep. And you're in there. You notice that on the altar are a couple items of worship. Among them is a small gemstone. There's a guard at the door. He's not looking at you, though. He's kind of conversing with another guard who's outside.
What does a gemstone look like?
It looks to be it's a red gem with not a whole lot of depth to it, but still it kind of shines in the light, in dim light.
Would I try and take that? No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Is anyone looking?
talking though.
Yeah, I would try and take it.
You know we're about to escape.
Sleight of hand check, absolutely.
Believe in you.
I think I'm good at those, so that's fine.
You have DM inspiration at the moment.
Do I?
You do technically have inspiration.
We all start with inspiration. And
All right,
healing
that was
potion
much
technically.
better.
Then you
That is a 16.
16. Yeah, so you managed to swipe the gemstone, and the guard's none the wiser. You pocket it. You finish your scrubbing. Go back after the day. Your friends are all back. This friend looks a lot better off than when
Good,
you
good.
left. Only once you're back in the cell do you actually take a chance to take a look at the gemstone you got. It looks like some kind of a carnelian, and it's actually pretty nice. You'd estimate its value to be around 10 gold.
Ooh, nice. I have 11 gold worth
Yeah,
of
you
stuff
have
now.
all the money at the moment.
Yeah. While these guys are talking, you're out there making the hustle.
I don't
moves,
tell
making
anybody
moves.
about
Of
it.
course.
Somebody got a copper.
That's true. I think it was you. No, you
I
didn't.
gained
No, I
money
got it.
and then lost it in
Right.
the same.
Right.
I tell no one that I stole the gemstone.
For sure. Perfect. All right.
Just
so
keep it in my pocket.
If Chris is like 5 minutes away, I do want to wait for him, but
Mhm.
otherwise,
Said
we're just gonna
by
push on. Before 1, that's not 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So, you guys
Want me to
wait
be
for
the
the
spider
signal
web?
from the drow you met, right?
Mhm.
Do you guys want to learn the names of the other 3 prisoners you haven't got names of?
Sure.
Are they in our? Do we protect
So the
them?
2 deep gnomes and the 1 Darrow fellow, you have not learned the names of.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna remember
I'm
any of
assuming
the
we
names,
would
so-
do it eventually. The
Okay.
same thing.
The 2 deep gnomes are Topsy and Turvy.
Ta-da!
Topsy is the girl, Turvy is the boy. I believe, if I didn't get that wrong. They're easy to mix up. Topsy is the girl. Haha! Nailed it.
Hey.
It was 50 chance. The male dwarf, between sentences about the color of your blood and what you look like on the inside, will eventually get out that his name is Bupido.
Spell that.
Buppido. Bupido.
Bupido. Cool.
And I've given you guys pictures of all of them, but I think you might not have shared them. Real quick, we'll just run through them. Here is Bupido, the Darrow.
Yeah.
Here's Prince Darendil, the Quaggoth. Eldith Feldrin, the Dwarf. Here's Jimjar, the Deep Gnome. Romp, the Orc. Sereth Gazakarit, the Drow Man. And then we have Shushar, the Awakened, big bulbous fish guy. Stool, little plant fellow. And then Topsy and Turvy.
Cool.
Right? Cool. So we have images for all these guys.
Great.
I would ask Topsy what she would ever do if her brother disappeared.
Her eyes narrow at you and she says, "Why you ask?"
I lost my sister.
Oh.
I'm trying to find her.
Her gaze softens a little bit. She says, "I don't know. I'd be lost."
Yeah, that's how I feel.
And they kind of like squeeze their hands.
Oh.
I squeezed the wall.
Use the spores. This is not pleasant. I feel crushed. What are you doing?
Can I collect spores? Collect it in a pouch.
What is hugging? Anyway, so that night, you guys all kind of go to sleep. Your dreams haven't been pleasant here, but tonight's dreams are particularly strange. You guys are restless in your sleep. Why doesn't everybody roll me a d10 real quick?
Each?
Yeah, each of you.
Oh god,
We'll
I'm
just go
throwing
around.
things on the
again.
floor.
So for
7.
Jade, it's a 7.
Where did that go?
Your sleep
just
is
disappeared.
troubled. You kind of get this feeling as you wake up into your dream of like wounds across your body, which makes sense. You've got wounds across your body.
Yeah.
These feel even worse than the ones you sustained today. As you kind of come to, they feel itchy and crawly. You look down at your chest. You've got these like massive gaping wounds that are like infested with insects. They're bubbling up out of your wounds and crawling all over your
I
body.
use these as components.
Cool. Great. And you find like maggots in your chest. It's an awful dream.
Becoming part of the wilderness.
Dropped a die by
We'll get to you becoming part of the wilderness next time. What was yours? Was your one?
4.
4.
Thanks.
Okay. Your dreams are, well, disturbing to say the least. Tendrils, like those of an octopus or something, that are covered in a thick slime. Kind of, you you wake up to a sensation of them like grabbing your legs and dragging you along the floor. As you look up, you realize that the entire world around you is just these tendrils kind of reaching down from the ceiling, the walls, straight for you. You probably wake up screaming from that. Aaron?
1.
1, nice.
That's what I want to hear from Marco.
Yeah,
There's
so
not a lot of spiders.
your dream, you wake up as you are walking through a maze. Dark shadows around you, kind of from the walls and stuff, seem to reach out and move and follow you. But you like run around the corner away from them, and those don't follow you, and there's ones ahead of you. And your dream is just you wandering through this endless maze of tunnels until you turn a corner and suddenly there's this massive beast. You're not sure what it looks like. You just see 2 glowing red eyes and 2 massive horns curling upwards from its head. And it bellows at you, and you awake screaming.
I wake up feeling really guilty that I lost my sister.
What was your result?
6.
6. Oh,
Are you the older one?
That's what the problem was. I'm having that stream go on. I was wondering, like, who's talking?
You awaken to being like in the middle of this crowd of other drow. They're all like jeering at you. Some of them begin to throw rocks. Then some of them throw daggers and knives and needles, and you feel all these things smash or pierce into your skin. And their insults pierce you almost as bad as the things they're throwing. They're calling you half-breed, mongrel, mutt, creature, right? And so you've heard these insults your whole life, but for some reason in this dream, they pierce deep into your being as bad as the weapons pierce into your body. Everybody make me a charisma save real quick.
This is where they fail me.
Oh, I have a -1 for this. Good.
Is it D20 or D10?
It's D20.
Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, not a dream.
Yeah, it's a charisma save.
Charisma.
I got a 0.
That's a great result. That's a fantastic result.
Save?
So how'd you do?
15.
Perfect. How did
4.
Dobie did not do so great. Roll me D100. How did Aaron do?
I got a 0.
Oh, fantastic. D100, please. And for you?
16.
16. Yes, you're good. Yeah. So for you guys, those dreams were disturbing, but you managed to weather their impact on you. They seemed extremely real, but you were able to wake up and kind of purge them from your mind. How did Dobie do on the D100?
6.
6. Okay. So you wake up, and you even as you're waking, you still feel these tendrils covered in like slime, kind of grabbing onto you, holding your body still. You are effectively paralyzed for a little while as you are awake, but like unable to move as you feel these things holding you down. Aaron?
I got a 64.
64. Your dream was wandering through a maze. So as you awaken, you see that creature, the eyes and the curling horns, come on the edge of your vision. And you turn towards it and it's not there anymore, but then you see it in the other corner of your vision. So you wake up, you leap to your feet, and you start to like run around the room kind of screaming as the thing pursues you from the corners of your vision. And everybody obviously sees this. The guard like bangs on the gates. Hey, settle down in there! But you can't help it. You're seeing these vivid hallucinations. Each of you guys gains 1 point of madness.
They didn't have-
Hallucinations. 1 point madness. Great.
How
Love it.
long do our status conditions last?
Not too long. You get over it in a matter of minutes.
Oh.
For you, it lasts 4 minutes. You are running around and screaming despite the guard's best efforts for 10 minutes.
Cool.
Which means they probably enters the cell. And like, I mean, he'll smack you once, try to smack you out of it, or snap you out of it. So he does 4 bludgeoning damage. He smacks you across the face. Make me a wisdom saving throw, we'll say.
21.
Alright, so his slap does manage to like knock your vision a little bit. You see the kind of lights in front of your eyes, and you don't see the beast right now. So you're able to like hold it together. As he releases you and tells you that if you start making noise again, he's going to come in and really, hand it to you or whatever. You see the beast in the corner of your vision, but you're able to like hold yourself contained and just like nod, and you're quiet, so he leaves and doesn't bother you anymore.
Okay.
What's that about?
You wouldn't understand.
That's fair.
I don't think you care about people, so you wouldn't get it.
Well, I care about you insofar as you get me to the surface, so in which case I care quite a bit about you. Right?
You're
Has
heading
nothing
to
to
the
do with
surface
me.
too?
Hmm?
You're heading to the surface?
Yes.
So you all are awoken in the middle of the night You see the guards outside are changing. There's about 4 of them out there. But suddenly the air here is pierced by a horrible droning buzz echoing through the cavern, followed by inhuman shrieking. All around you, echoing in the cave, alarm horns sound out, echoing in the space. You see the drow at the cell door all kind of turn to look, and immediately 2 of them start to run off. The other 2 follow suit seconds after. Those of you who go to the cell door and look out can see that there are pale green flame lanterns being lit across the place, and by their light towards the end of the cavern you can see some very disturbing shapes. Crawling on the walls over here are some strange large bug-like creatures. They have these huge bodies, big droning wings. They're kind of holding onto the wall for a second. They have these long stabbing proboscises. They are being pursued. So they stopped on the wall. They're looking back at these huge flapping bird-like monsters. Wherever they go, you see this cloud of miasma following them. And then the bugs kind of launch off the wall towards these birds. You see them kind of, there's maybe 4 or 5 of these bugs, and then 2 of the big bird things. And the bugs kind of collide with the birds, and they kind of do this aerial battle thing. And then you see drow guards. So they're down around here-ish. Right? The drow guards run to the edge there and start firing crossbows into the midst of these creatures. Suddenly those creatures disengage from each other and kind of separate, and some of them branch off and start attacking the guards, swooping down to attack them. You see some of the bugs. One of the bugs manages to stab through a guard with proboscis. It's long, sharp mouthpiece kind of going through the guard, emerging on the air side, red with blood. One of the birds grabs onto a drow who is coughing, thick with that miasma, and slams him into the wall with his talons. The guy kind of crunches against the wall and then slides to the ground and lies still. More drow are pouring out of the stalactites. There's clearly a pitched battle going on, all kinds of alarm bells sounding.
Should we slip out?
At this point, you guys see a drow approach your cell. He's looking behind him, but he's definitely moving towards you. You recognize him. He's the one who cut you.
Hey.
He says, well, this is about as good a time as any, I think.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps we can make good on our deal.
Yes.
Good. The one you want is a man called, I think it is, Sure. You've seen him with Ilvara. He's the pretty-looking one.
Ah.
Yes, he has a wand of sorts, and he gives you a description of him. He's a very young drow man, very pretty, very charismatic, very confident-looking, lithe. He describes his armor as looking very ornate and ceremonial. He's currently Ilvara's favored. You will know him from that.
He is the new consort.
And I'll say that I want him dead. Then consider your debt paid. If you don't kill him before you leave, suffice to say, I will be after you.
Fair. Where is he currently?
I can
There's a
only
pitched
assume-
battle, so.
I can only assume hiding in Ilvara's quarters while the rest of us tends to the matter at hand. He unlocks the cage door and says, "You're all free to go. I'll find you if you don't."
Where's
do well."
our equipment, by the way? Just
Your
a minute.
equipment? He smiles.
Oh, you want him dead, do you not?
He says, "You'll find gear enough in the guard tower.
Alright.
Head there first.
And then,
After that, you can escape any way you see fit."
so, guard tower, is Ilvara's in that same stalagmite?
It's in the central one, so it's a different one.
So we'd have to go from there to the central one, and then...
So you're going to have to get to, this one is the guard tower,
Mhm.
then this one is Ilvara's
Oh,
quarters.
okay, so it's
you
on the
wanna go
way
from here
anyways.
to there, then
Oh,
back.
okay.
And then you'll have to escape somehow.
In my pristine Elvish, I asked this person what's up with those birds and bugs? Do I recognize the birds and bugs?
He says they are demons. I know not why they are here, but it is the best opportunity we'll get. Now move.
Oh,
Yeah,
we didn't
let's-
send them?
No, they are not my doing.
I didn't even assume that was part of your escape plan, because that's shoddy. Well, can't say.
No.
This is gonna be delightful. So shall we head off?
He after thinking for a second, he pulls out a dagger from his thing, flips it, holds it by the blade, and hands it to you. Best of luck.
You're supposed to kill a guy with just a dagger?
Don't need luck.
I just used my fist.
If we require luck in this endeavor, we're already in trouble.
Must be poison.
Is it just a standard dagger?
It is a standard Drowcraft dagger, so it's like a black, darkened blade with silver kind of inlay, white pattern.
Anyone in particular want to use this instead? Or
I mean, I'm good at stabbing things, I guess.
I thought you don't want to stab them.
I mean, I don't.
well, I don't think anyone's going to give you much of a choice. So it's either you decide to defend yourself or you're going to end up in the cell again.
Great. Yeah, let's not do
Do you not want to find your sister?
So here's the question, right? You guys can look at the map. You see from where you are, you need to go across some bridges, around into the main yard area. They're fighting over here, so it's not exactly hidden. You need to get into this tower somehow, get your stuff back, or some stuff. It's not clear what. And then you need to get to here where the sure guy is, if you intend to kill him. And then you need to escape. How many of your prisoners do you want to come with you for the whole thing? What's your plan there? Because they all want to escape. Some of them are going to push past you and move out. That includes Upido, Topsy, Turvy, and Ront. They're all just going to kind of run out and try to escape. The rest of them are like, should we go now or do we wait for you? Or do we come with you?
I would tell Shushar to, like, run.
Oh, Shujar was just kind of planning to follow you guys.
Oh.
He's happy to run if that's what you want.
So
I mean...
let's acquire equipment because
You tell Shujar to run.
Can
He,
he
like-
do anything?
He walks
Not
out of the
really,
cell, perches on the edge of the ledge, and kind of does a swan dive out. Space first
Nope.
into giant webbing.
What?
why would you do that?
He gets in the webbing, then he kind of wriggles a little bit, and you see like slime covering his body, and he kind of like slides through the webbing and then splashes into the water below.
Oh, jeez, we could have done that.
No,
With
we
help.
can't.
With his help.
No, that's a very unique thing for just him.
We could have collected his slime and reached ourselves.
You just
As he jumped off, you
you
just heard him say, "All the roll."
Oh, well, okay. It's past. It's past
Look,
my...
I
the
can't
rest-
see down there, so I have no idea what happened
You heard
to
a
him.
splash. That probably is a good thing.
He's
That's his blood.
no, he might be fine. Anyways, for everyone
Ooh,
else,
what happened down there?
Stool says, "He's swimming. He looks
Okay,
happy."
he's not dead. That's good. Do you want this back?
No.
Okay.
We'll never see him again.
for the rest of us, we might as well work together to get our equipment because otherwise they're just running off with nothing.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to, like, be hiding.
Are we
Yes, we're
hiding?
running.
There's an entire pitch battle going on. I think they have more things
I've
to worry
never
about.
owned things before, besides this rag.
I guess we should go.
Come on, Stool. We're gonna get your things back
Okay, where are we going?
to the guard tower.
The guard is that direction with the other things that are there?
Yes.
Oh boy, how exciting!
Here I go killing again.
Great. How about a group stealth check? You guys should also roll for the friends you have that are with you. I'll take care of the ones you don't have
I
cards
will
for.
tag. I will tag you and just say.
Oh, that's the stool.
Yeah, everybody can communicate telepathically.
Right.
How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour. You have to be within 30 feet
Who
of
looks
the
like
other
they
person.
have the hardest time moving quietly?
None of us have
I'm
heavy
fine.
armor.
Nobody's wearing heavy armor or anything. There's
I
not-
know. I'm just
So
looking.
probably the Quagoth who's coming with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
your
not...
lordship, be a bit quieter, and I'll like slap him on the shoulder.
Discretion is my middle name.
Yeah, it's not happening. You have
I
advantage on
thought you
stealth.
said...
What?
Okay.
It was discretion.
I have... what?
He has advantage on stealth.
Prince Darren has advantage.
Oh, good, because he got a nat 20 on that one.
Hey.
His middle name is Discretion, after all. We're sticking with that.
Pretty sneaky.
Oh no.
Oh, I need to
all
roll
death.
for these two.
All
Yeah.
death.
Do you want this back? You left us?
Oh, you can keep it for now.
Okay.
Sareth, you have a
Maybe we're
plus
gonna find them
4,
again?
which
They're corpses?
you're. That sounds about right. And
Come on, Stool.
Jim Jar.
Oh,
So
I was
hopping down your
I
shoulder
was
really
this
excited.
close to giving it to Stool as well, but I wanted to double check on.
I mean, I went from a 10 to a 20 with this guy, so...
Nice.
Only one person can have it at a time.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna do it
Yeah.
to
I see, I see, I
Stool,
see.
and then I asked just to double check. But it's a group stealth, hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Cool. So what were your numbers?
I got an 11.
Okay.
Eldith got a 4, and Stool got a 1.
Okay.
Eh,
Okay.
Oh,
what were
see,
your
had I
numbers?
known that.
15.
15. You know how many friends with you? Right. Cool.
He left.
What about Aaron?
I got a 21. Prince Darendel got a nat 20, which brings it to a total of 21.
And that's it for you. What about for you and your buddies?
Sareth, because that makes a lot of sense, got a 7.
Okay.
Jim Jar got a. You got a 16, and I got a 15.
Perfect. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So overall, you guys are being somewhat stealthy. It's a big group. But thankfully, there aren't a whole lot of lights over here, and everybody who could be looking is extremely distracted. So you make it along the pathways, kind of climbing along those rope bridges, and then going through this thing right here. You open the door into that stalactite as you're trying to pass through it. Let's see what's in there. Inside is one drow standing there. He's looking out the other door, so he's not facing you. That said, he is fully armed. What do you guys do?
Flee.
You got a spell on him?
Yes.
What is it?
Infestation.
Oh.
Are we just rolling initiative then?
I think you're rolling initiative, but you have a surprise round, so it's not super important what your initiative rolls are. You can cast Infestation. Makes it what, con save?
Yeah, it's a con save. DC 13.
He makes it. So he the bugs kind of get on him, but he doesn't seem to like be bothered or anything. He looks around in surprise. What are you doing?
So, Aaron and I were talking about getting sharp rocks. So, do I have sharp rocks?
You have some rocks that aren't smooth.
Could I have like chink chink rocks?
No.
Whatever, I throw the rocks.
You throw the rocks. Great. Give me a attack roll. You can call it a dart. It's fine.
Cool, I'll call it a dart. Oh, it's a 9.
That will miss. He ducks the rock dart.
No.
What about Aaron?
I'm gonna also throw a rock at him.
Okay.
That's what I have. Yeah. I got a 17 to hit
That definitely
him.
hits him. Yeah.
Hey, it does 4 damage.
Cool. So yeah, you smash him in the head with a rock. He kind of staggers backwards, blood streaming from his temple. A look of rage on his face. What does Electa do?
Do we need to worry about our companions or?
We'll get to them after this.
Okay.
Presumably they're gonna act after you guys.
Cool. I hand Jinjar the dagger and then I look over at the individual and just say, "Just lay down." And I cast Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead.
I need a wisdom 13.
I think he makes it because I think he's got advantage because I think he has that thing, but maybe not.
To the one eye.
He's advantage on all magic.
He does not. So even odd. Odd. He makes the save.
Ah. I thought you were telling Sarah to lay down. Like, yeah.
Okay. What does Stool do if anything?
Stool stays back and does not go up there.
About Eldith.
Eldith would move forward and try to grapple.
Okay, sounds right. Well, he was not expecting that. He got 3.
I got 3 on the die plus 0, so nope.
Alright, so Eldith runs up, tries to push him.
This is the worst break.
They're both like really stumbly and
So
weak,
sad.
but they're not able to budge each other.
I bet Jinjar that he can't hit him with the dagger.
Team says how much?
2 to 1 odds.
2 to 1 odds. So 2 gold to 1 gold.
Yeah.
Alright, great.
A.
Cool.
Silver.
Ront's gone for now. Shushar's gone for now. Do you have someone else?
I have Darendil.
Oh yeah, what does Darendil want to do?
He probably gets really angry and starts like tearing at himself and runs over and tries to rip this guy apart.
That seems right.
Do it.
Lowest, I got a 14.
14 does miss, barely catches
Cool,
the guy's
so
armor.
the other one's a 20, so what do I need? I need this thing. Ooh, that's a 9 total damage.
Wow. Okay, so what? How does Darendil kill this guy?
Hey.
He just like runs up.
You
He's
want
like
money?
really angry, like screaming and just like big claws. Probably just like rips this guy apart.
Yeah,
For sure, yeah.
Says rending their flesh with sharp claws and teeth. So
Cool.
yeah, he's ripping limb from limb.
Totally. So bits of drow kind of spray everywhere, painting the room. Darendil standing over the body, now heaving and angry. Jimjar is kind of sighs, hands the dagger back.
Wait, what was the bet? Really quick.
You
That he
can't
wouldn't
kill
hit
him.
Oh, I thought it was like couldn't hit him.
That Darendil? Specifically?
No. That
Jimjar would get to stab him. And he didn't.
Ginger can still stab him. That's never.
He's not one to cheat on bets.
Yeah. Look, Jimjar, this is
That's on him for not
this is
asking
about whether
why
you
I would
could
place
hit
the
or
bet.
not.
Right, for sure. He hands the dagger back and says, "You win this time." That's okay. It's always next time.
All right. So
That
what's
might not be
inside the
next
room
time.
outside of? Oh,
Might
actually,
die.
let's raid the guy's body for stuff.
He has weapons.
Yeah, so you will. I probably should put more on this page. You will get from him. I know he's got a short sword. I know he's got a hand crossbow with some bolts. Yes, those are what he has. He also has a chain shirt, which will take a long time to put on. So
Yeah.
not worth it.
I mean, if no one minds, I'll just hand Sarah it. Or,
I could use the sword.
yeah, take this short sword. Jim Jar can take the hand crossbow.
Yeah, Jim Jar takes the hand crossbow.
Any of that stuff.
Hmm?
I
Yeah.
can use any of that stuff.
So, yeah, because Jim Jar has sneak attack, and I really want him to hit things. And so, what else is in the room?
Let us see.
Cool, I
that
have a
was the
sword
guard
now.
tower. That was the guard tower.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're in the
I must have lied. So that's where your stuff is.
Hey, we're here.
So the torture chamber is actually in here. So we're all good. That's easy. There is an armory on the floor below you. The top floor has like some stands with some armor on it and stuff. But the lower floor has a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's a Zirkwood table, some chairs, smaller side table, spider silk webbing set with hooks for hanging equipment. If you investigate the armory down below, you will find a total of 6 chain shirts. Someone needs to write. Andrea, I think this is your job.
No.
6 chain shirts. 6 suits of studded leather.
Ooh.
6 shields.
Oh, yes.
Spider. Yeah, sure. Chitin and wood. It's not super important. 6 hand crossbows. 20 cases of hand crossbow bolts with 20 bolts each, so 400 bolts. 6 short swords and 10 daggers. 6 bags of caltrops. 20 caltrops per bag.
Wait, what? How many?
6
Six?
bags of 20 caltrops each.
6 caltrops.
4 100-foot length coils of silk rope.
Ooh, that's going to be useful.
2 building hammers. Not weapons, but tools. And 2 bags of iron spikes with 10 spikes in each bag. It takes you guys a good few minutes to get all that stuff. You guys should put on any of the armor. Leather goes on fast.
I'll put on the studded leather.
I put on a set of leather.
It takes you a minute, half if you've got help. But whoever's helping you can't put on armor of their own in that minute.
I'll help.
Stool,
You're
help
gonna
me
Will
have
out.
help because I don't need armor.
Stool,
Same.
help
Cool.
me out
So you
here.
guys still can't help. he's like, you can do it.
Alright.
Put your arm in that. No, I think your leg
I
goes
would
to that
help
one.
you before I help.
I will help you,
So-
mistress.
I mean,
So you guys each put on.
I'm
help on
telling
armor.
Sarah to.
I want Elvis.
Sarah's already putting on armor.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Because he's gonna go out. You might as well go out well dressed.
Mhm.
Can I get a sword?
Yeah, short sword,
Do I
absolutely.
need to take that off of my inventory?
Not exactly. If we lose any, you can take it off the inventory.
So
Do you like your job? Is
stuff
your job
of
fun?
leather.
I mean, it's a good thing I brought actual paper for this because I normally don't.
Thank you for your service. It matters a lot to all of us.
Oh, can I have some caltrops too?
Apparently, I don't need to mark it off, so.
I mean, as long as you guys maintain it. When it gets used or expended or lost, then you need to mark it off.
Okay.
Okay.
Why was this a secret? That you didn't want to tell her this is her job for these big
Well,
papers.
you know, it was nice to go in with the assumption that you guys could keep all your gear and you wouldn't need to track your stuff.
Do we also? So we also find our normal stuff. Or do we
Okay,
not?
so you
That's a good
took.
question.
No, I'm gonna say if y'all take something, I'm not tracking it. You track it.
Okay.
You have a
Okay.
sword? Great. You took a dagger? Great. Caltrops? Great. Anyone else taking stuff?
I took 2 studded leather armors.
Great.
You'll find all of the kobolds and the
took
druids'
leather
original
away?
gear.
So
Everything
3.
else is not here.
My original gear is nothing. I own
Because
nothing.
both Jim
Did you
Jar
find nothing?
and
My gear and her gear.
Sarah would
Yeah.
be
Okay.
putting on their own
found-
stuff.
My staff.
So 3 studded leather and
Who else needs a sword?
Oh no.
2
But all
short
the
swords are
things I
gone.
was adorning to it are missing.
Anybody else need a dagger?
And
I'll take a
a
dagger.
hand crossbow is gone. One more.
Oh, if your characters had common magic items, those are also here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I found just my cloak.
Yeah, just your cloak.
Does it billow?
They wouldn't have thrown that away.
Different one.
Many fashions.
Cool.
Cool. So that's what you find there. As you finish putting on your armor and getting all your stuff and divvying it out, you hear footsteps on the floor above you.
I'm trying to get rid of my flea now. What? Footsteps.
We should
should
go.
Come on, stool. Quicker.
Can we just leave?
In this case, I changed. Like you can do this, and
Stool.
yeah. So he has blessings of the tricks.
Okay, don't pat him too hard or squash him up.
Cool. And I cast guidance
So
on
from
myself.
above, you hear a drow voice calling out, "They're here too! Search the place! They can't have gone far!"
I don't think we can run. Stool's not fast enough.
Can't you just pick him up?
Is there a backpack to put him in?
Can I?
No, to clarify, so you guys came
we're
in
in
the
the
basement.
basement.
You guys went down a floor to get to the armory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
So we
steps
have to
are
go back
above
up.
The exit is
So we're
above.
kind of
you. Yeah, and that's where the
We
horses are
have
from.
to deal with them.
Okay.
I really don't want to kill people,
Stool is
guys.
small.
Is there a backpack to put Stool in?
Oh, Darendil has a little bit of like a thing where he like is pawing his hands at the blood and stuff.
Yeah.
Seems very disturbed.
I just kind of pat him on the back, be like, it's
You're
fine.
welcome to walk back into the jail cell.
Are there clean rags here?
Absolutely. There's some clean rags.
I'm
Sure.
gonna take hella clean rags.
Cool. You got like 5 clean rags.
Nice.
Those are your things.
Alright, so we've got to go deal with them.
Let's go.
Looking at you. You seem very comfortable about killing drow.
I mean, I need to go home and serve my rightful
That's
owners.
fair.
You guys will do for now.
So you guys hear the footsteps upstairs descending the stairs now.
I'll drop.
I'll drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Cool. Let's roll initiative.
Do we have to roll separately for like all of these?
No, they'll all act after you,
Okay.
Okay.
which means they can respond to your order.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
So who beat a 9? Fantastic. Then we'll start there and go around. Sound right to me? So starting with Electo. Electa?
Electo.
So Electo, you can see descending the stairs towards you is the guard captain with a drow guard behind him. The captain looks pretty furious. He's wearing steel leather, wears a shield, got kind of different gear than the rest of these guys. Seems kind of intimidating.
Cool. I will hold Toll the Dead on the captain until after he's been hit by someone.
For sure. And what do your people do?
Sareth and Jimjar will both shoot them with hand crossbows.
Seems right.
He doesn't get sneak attack yet. Well, Jinjar will hold until the next person walks right next to him. That's really...
Seems right.
Yeah, and then Sareth will just shoot him because... Actually... Would he do that? Sareth will cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. DC is just 11 dex.
Okay, the captain wait, DC is what now?
Just 11. It's really low.
Okay, so the captain succeeds, as does the guy behind him. The captain seems really fast.
Yeah. Might as well try and knock them out.
For sure.
Cool.
So Jim Jar's holding. Great. What does Aaron do?
They're like on the stairs?
They're on the stairs coming down towards you, yep.
I will... I don't really want to, like, run up in there. That doesn't sound like... She will hold an action to hit somebody if they come and attack her.
Okay, and what does Prince Darendil do?
Is he still, like, freaking out, probably?
You can decide how he's reacting to all this. Obviously, he feels remorse and regret and shame and confusion about killing the guy.
Yeah, he's also...
But also, these people are both threatening him.
Right, like, he's feeling probably, like, stressed about this and, isn't very happy, so I guess he'd run over and try and hit one of them.
For sure. You can roll that Jim Jar thing now.
Cool. Come on, buddy.
Lowest was
hits.
a 19.
19 hits? Yeah, absolutely.
Two
Darendil's
hits
on fire.
Dirty 20.
He'll up with a 3.
Oh, and then I'll roll my thing in a second.
10? Cool, so Darendil swings at this guy, smashing into him. He seems to take the blows pretty well. It's not that he did less damage, the guy seems very tough. So he's like not doing badly at all, barely wounded.
And then he'll take another 11 points of piercing damage as Jimjar shoots him, and I need him to give me a wisdom save.
Ooh.
He makes the wisdom save with flying colors. He seems like maybe wounded at this point, with those 2 blows and then the crossbow bullet going into his chest. But he also seems like super tough and very, very angry.
Yep.
So that was Aaron. Next up is Dobie.
So Dobie, seeing that there's allies next to an enemy, feels really, really confident.
Skitters up there and slice and punch. With my pack tactics. Wow, that was terrible. Okay, 9 doesn't hit, huh?
No.
Sword misses. Now my punch. 16 to hit.
He will block that with his shield. His shield's just right in front of you, and you're kind of punching his shield.
Okay.
Yeah. What about? Do you have a friend? No, right? Ron's
I
gone.
have no friends.
Ron will have tried to look for a way to get down, but he wasn't willing to dive like Shushar did. So he actually is with you at this point.
Hey!
Oh.
Yeah, so you can have had him with you.
Oh, can I have armor with him too?
Yeah, sure, stud leather, why not?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
AC, yeah.
Whatever's on here. He's gonna also punch things.
You mind if you write on this, or
No, it's all yours.
are you sure?
Is there
Totally.
a great
The white
axe
space
down
part,
here
yeah.
that he could wield? Because that's all that's
The
on.
great axe, no.
What does he do then?
Short sword.
He can use a short sword. Yeah,
Okay, with
Strength.
you can totally write on it. Feel free.
Because
whatever. It's 11 to hit.
11 to hit will miss, unfortunately.
Wow, that's dumb.
So Ron roars and charges forward, but the drow easily deflects it. After that is Jade.
All right. So we see Drow coming down the stairs.
Yeah, totally. There's a big captain in front who's been tag teamed by a lot of your
Yeah.
friends, but seems to be doing just fine.
Just that one, and then there's more Drow behind. or-
One more drow behind, who is untouched.
Okay, so I see 2 Drow over there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wondering if I can get an entangle that will get the Drow without.
You'll have to catch. You'll have to catch Prince Darendil in too.
I want to entangle Starendale. He's strong though, isn't he?
He is pretty strong.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I am instead just going to use an infestation on the captain.
The captain. Okay. Yeah. So he makes a con save.
Yep.
He has a 22.
Oh, that makes it. And then Eldeth takes a hand crossbow. I assume the crossbows were hand crossbows.
Yep. There.
And fires a bolt. Misses.
Did you get 2?
Oh, well, but it's a crossbow.
It just says 2 range attacks.
That's only like a 14.
Okay, yeah, so the 2 bolts arc towards the captain, but hit the wall just above him. She was being careful not to hit any of your friends, so that care probably cost the shot. Great, that was your turns. Following that is the captain. He is surrounded by Raunt, Prince Darendil, Dobie, and anybody else in melee?
No.
Is that it? Great. Raunt, Prince Darendil, Dobie. Goes for Raunt first. The short sword slash.
Stays back.
A 10 will likely miss Raunt, given that he's wearing some armor.
Yes.
So Raunt manages to deflect the first blow. The second one is a 13 to hit, which probably does.
If he has +2 dex, what is
Studded
it?
Still has a
lever,
16 to hide
13.
thanks to you.
13 to hit. So he just barely manages to like stab him just on the corner of the armor. He will. The stab doesn't seem too dire. But Raunt immediately kind of grunts in pain and collapses likely
Oh man.
from about 14 total damage.
No, he's one up. He has
He's one up.
He is-
Great.
he's
So
a half orc.
right. So Ron bears the blow. You can see it like stab in. The blade emerges. There was definitely some kind of like green coating on the blade.
Oh no.
But Ron like stands his ground. He looks bad. There's blood pouring out of his wound, but he roars in anger. The guy behind the captain will back up a little bit, then fire a hand crossbow at Darendil.
Rude.
He will hit with a 19. I need Prince Darendil to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey.
Oh, he's good at those. Is this poison?
It is poison.
He's immune.
Oh wow! Okay,
Hey.
cool. So a little bolt kind of strikes his shoulder for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
How does he notice? Is that a wound? Is that bloody? What has that? Probably nothing. He's a quick off. Yeah, he
Like-
barely notices. And the captain seems to be expecting something, but no further effects occur.
He's got the strong
He
one.
just like rages
Yeah.
a little bit, like screams
Sounds
in
about right.
fury.
That's right. Perfect. And that is that. Their turn.
That was a
Back to
one-shot.
the top of the order with.
Is
Electa.
there any room?
Spinach dip?
I'm working on it.
You want on this?
Yeah. Is there any room on the stairwell, or is it all?
You couldn't push past them unless you were grappling to push.
No, I'm not trying to push past them. Just trying to get up next to the captain.
You could get next to the captain. Yes.
Cool.
You're kind of like surrounding him with
Yeah.
against the wall.
I'm not gonna do that, but I mean, I just want to know first. First, Electo is going to just toll the dead on the captain again.
The captain gets an 11.
Nope. Only 5 necrotic damage.
5 necrotic. Well, he doesn't seem to like it very much. He's definitely wounded at this point. Not bloody,
Cool.
but wounded.
Then Jim Jar's gonna go up to him, smile, kind of spinning his blade like, what are the odds I'm gonna stab you? Crits, and yeah, so that's gonna be fun. He'll miss on the second shot if that makes it better.
Probably bet in advance how much you want to bet I can slit this guy up from navel to just to sternum.
Yeah, cool. So, oh yeah. 20, 23, 24, 26 piercing.
26 piercing. So Jim Jar twirls the dagger, stabs it in the guy, and wrenches it sideways. You guys see blood and a bit of stuff kind of come out. He's still alive, but he's bleeding and howling in pain.
Brilliant. Then Seraph is gonna shoot him. This is gonna miss.
All right. That was those guys. Next up is
Jordan's
Aaron.
demise.
I'm gonna throw a rock at the captain.
For sure. Great, perfect. Do it.
I got a 21 to hit.
That hits.
For 6 damage.
That bounces off his head again. He howls in rage. He's looking pretty bad.
And then the prince, does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
The other one will hit though for 7 more damage.
Yeah, he is bleeding as Darendil cuffs him across the head. He kind of slams into the wall and rights himself. He's looking very bad.
Good.
Next up is Dobie.
12 for captain.
That will miss.
Nope. Okay, my offhand is a 24.
That definitely hits.
Nice.
But it's only 6.
6. That is exactly enough. How do you take him down?
Ooh.
You killed him.
Yeah, I just boop him. I didn't mean to hit that hard, but I missed my home. Boop.
You boop him in the shin, and he falls backwards, hitting his head really hard on the stairs,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
tumbling
yeah.
down and falling off the stairs on the ground below.
And I look
lying
aghast
still.
like, did I do that?
Good job.
You killed a girl.
So Ront probably bellows out, "Good job, Dobie, good job," and then runs towards the one in the back, right?
Yeah.
How's he do?
Dobie did it. Dobie killed the drow.
Oh no! Don't say it so loud!
17
That totally hits.
for max damage. 6 plus this short sword is a
Strength or dex, either
strength
one.
or dex.
Whichever
Cool.
one's
I'll
better.
use strength. 9.
9 damage. So he jams the short sword into the drow, who coughs up a bunch of blood as Ront wrenches it out.
Yeah.
The drow seems pretty bad off already.
Yeah, he do it.
How does Jade do?
So there's that one drow left in the back.
Yep.
I again cast infestation.
It's a con save.
Yeah.
I remember it right every time, but every time I have to work to remember. He fails.
All right. In that case, he takes 4 poison damage
How does he die, though?
Ooh.
by moving to the left.
Okay, so he howls, screaming as fleas cover him, jumping all over his face. He falls off the stairs, careens down to the ground, hits his head with a crunch, and then lies still, as bugs kind of just consume his flesh.
Did we have to kill them?
Yes.
We didn't have to kill that one. Let's keep going.
Checking the captain. Anything worthwhile? On
The captain has studded leather and a shield. He also has one short sword and 1 hand crossbow.
I'm assuming we're just taking that stuff.
It's not hard to cut off him.
We have a lot of stuff.
Cut off of him.
Right.
Yeah, you'll have to repair it a little bit.
We're
later.
not,
But
I don't
there's no
think
other way to
we
get it off
can
the
take
dead
the
body.
shield because that's a lot. But
Do any of us even use
I
shield?
use a shield.
Oh, you
but,
do?
I do.
We
But
could sell them later. Barter
the
them.
question is, how much can we carry before things start to get?
Well, you guys have a lot of strong people. If you
Okay,
put
that's
like
fair.
there's probably some backpacks in the.
Oh, okay.
I strapped the shield to stool.
There it
Perfect.
is.
It's on his head.
Wait, can he ride it and we pull him along?
Oh, it's like a sled.
Yeah,
Stool
Even we have all
Maybe.
that rope.
That's
the
only
drow.
gonna make a lot of noise.
We're gonna do that a little later.
The drow guard
Right
had a
now.
chain shirt, a short sword, and a hand crossbow.
So no cash on either of them or anything interesting.
I don't think they had any
Chris
cash
does
on
people at
them.
a park.
The parking lot's fine.
Oh, also, I'm gonna pay very close attention to what the guard captain looks like.
Yeah, the guard captain did not look like the description. He's kind of a rougher drow. You recognize him. He's been around. You've seen
Yeah,
him.
no, I just need to know.
For sure. Yeah, you go.
Brilliant. All right, so
ahead.
let's go take care of. Dobby, don't feel bad. If it helps, just believe that you did it under my orders.
Hey, they were just males.
How is Prince
Hashtag drow.
Darendel feeling?
What?
How is the prince feeling right now?
He pulls out the bolt absentmindedly and puts it on the ground, and then kind of looks at the
Aw.
captain. He looks very conflicted. On the one hand, he was very angry, but on the other hand, this is a lot more bloodshed than he's ever done in his life, probably.
I have clean rags now.
Can I clean his hands?
Absolutely, and he appreciates it very much.
Cool.
When he says, "Thank you so much, little one." I don't know what came over me.
Rage.
It's okay, friend.
I will keep the bloody rags.
You kept us safe. We appreciate that.
I don't want to do that again, though. I don't ever want to do that again.
Okay.
How about just a couple more times though, because we need to get out.
If you wish to see the Commander Force, you will very much need to do this again. The underdog is not
Can
a
we have
forgiving
this
place.
conversation later? He feels really bad right now.
Let's
Cool.
take a
He can-
5-minute
he can
break, and we'll reconvene to continue your escape out of Velkenveld.
Cool. He can take 5 seconds.
Oh no! I have the old break Deadpool. Andrea didn't die yet.
I really haven't yet.
I just put up the wrong one.
Or really?
You got
Did
this?
you really put the wrong one?
Yeah, I did. It was the demo that
I
made
gotta
for y'all.
check. Are you still streaming though, right now?
Yeah, actually I can pause it, I guess.
Break room is through there, so we
Mhm.
get coffee.